Warm greetings from the high 10. It's everyday shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Sorry I'm late. I was gathering my notes and talking to someone to get the set information to bring to you guys. There's a little bit of conflict that I have found in the articles I'm going to bring to you, and it's making me wonder what the hell is going on with the Hawkins County Police Department, Sheriff's Department, whatever, however you want to word it. Because, as I state, I'm meticulous in what I do up here. And there's something off about information pertaining to this case and updates, and I'll bring you all of that here shortly. I'm just going to run with what I have because it's craziness going on. Before I start out talking about Summer Wells, I want to give my condolences to some people in Kelowna, British Columbia. For those who may not be familiar with this terrible accident that happened in Canada, a crane fell. Some men lost their lives. The head of a development company building a 25-story residential tower says there were multiple fatalities after a crane collapsed in Kelowna, British Columbia on Monday. Jonathan Friesen of the Mission Group said he didn't know what caused the crane to fall and that workers who died were sub-trades on the building. They were on our site, and as a result of their work, they did lose their lives, Friesen told a news conference Monday. Our corporate priority is, of course, for the safety of all workers, and we want them to go home at the end of the day healthy and safe. And that did not happen today. Friesen said construction will continue after an investigation by WorkSafe BC, and that the RCMP, which you all know what that stands for, would release details on the number of people who died. The coroner service is also investigating. And this is the Royal Crown Mounted Police, for those who are not familiar. Our mission as a whole team, mission staff, and all our sub-trades are in a state of shock, he said, adding grief counseling has been offered to anyone who needs it. This is a very terrible story. I didn't get a definitive amount of how many people died, but nonetheless, some men lost their lives working on a building in British Columbia, and my condolences go out to the family. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this live pertaining to Summer Wells. As most of you know, this child has been missing a month. Today marks a month. She's been gone. And I'm going to bring you the said information. Thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you so much. It's like an omen around this place trying to get this information out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me.
Has been exactly 1 month since she was last seen at her home in Hawkins County in East Tennessee. News Channel 5's Cole Johnson joins us live at the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation headquarters where work is ongoing. Cole, there's really been an enormous and exhaustive search to find this little girl.
Good morning to you both. The Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says just between his patrol division and school resource officers, they've accumulated 3,200 hours. Remember, that's not even everyone involved in the search for Summer. The sheriff says it's a financial burden for the agency. And we want to give you some background on this case because it has been a few weeks now. Summer's family said on June 15th, Summer told them she was going inside their house after playing outside and hasn't been seen since. The Amber Alert was issued the following day. Massive amounts of tips have come in throughout the search. To date, the TBI says there have been 935. The sheriff says officers are searching on top of normal operations, mentioning this search is taking a mental, physical, and emotional toll on the department, with many officers having small kids and grandchildren. While the search for Summer continues, there's also a continued search for a potential witness, possibly driving a late 90s, early 2000 red or maroon Toyota Tacoma that was in the area when she disappeared. Right now, the sheriff says nothing is ruled out.
Right now, everything is still on the table. We're still trying to find out what happened to Summer. So everybody's still a person of interest. Still looking at help from the landowners too, to go back and check their trail cameras, their security cameras every day, especially around the time that she disappeared.
Now, if you have any information on this case or that potential witness, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Reporting live for News Channel 5, I'm Cole Johnson.
Thank you very much. That content can be found on News Channel 5 on the YT if you need verification for the storyline. There has been some conflicts in some articles I found. If you listen closely, he says in this content that everybody is still a person of interest. Well, where I find that interesting is that when I go up in my database, on the same day, there was content that said there was no persons of interest. And I'm going to read you that, and I'm going to give you the time it was uploaded versus the newer version of his conversation. This is by 3 News, WRCB-TV, if you need verification, Chattanooga. Hawkins County Sheriff, no persons of interest in Summer Wells' disappearance. This was uploaded Monday on the 12th, which was yesterday at 2:53 p.m. After an intense 2-week search around her home and the surrounding area, investigators found no sign of the missing girl. The Hawkins County Sheriff says there are no persons of interest in the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Wells in 3.5 weeks of searching. Wells was last seen outside her Hawkins County home on June 15 and became the focus of a statewide Amber Alert the next day. After an intense 2-week search around her home and the surrounding area, investigators found no sign of the missing girl. The TBI says the investigation is ongoing as the agency continues to field more and more tips about where she might be. To submit a tip, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. As I state, this is Channel 3 Chattanooga News. This was yesterday, uploaded at 2:53. The video I brought to you today, YT, I believe, was uploaded today. Then we go back. Information contradicts that at 2:53 yesterday that everybody is a person of interest in Summer Wells' case, says Hawkins County Sheriff. And WVLT Channel 8 Local News Knoxville is the source for this information. Now, mind you, yesterday at 2:53, you upload content to the world to say there are no persons of interest. Sheriff. Yeah, I'm watching you. Now today, content is uploaded on WVLT 8 News at 5:43, July 12th, 2021. You are looking the same as you did yesterday in the same coat, tie. I'm confused. This is Channel 8's version, uploaded hours after the content I just brought to you a few minutes ago from Chattanooga Station 3. Channel 8 is the source. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson gave an update on the search for missing Summer Wells. Published it yesterday at 4:33, updated at 5:43, July 12th. Stay woke. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson gave an update on the ongoing search for Summer Wells Monday, saying that everybody is still a person of interest. So which is it? You either are, they are, or there aren't any. So what are you saying? Somebody did it, but we don't know the somebody. I'm confused. Sheriff Lawson once again asked that landowners in the area search their properties for signs of the missing 5-year-old. He asked them to pay special attention to areas she could be hiding, emphasizing that people check trail cameras often. Stay woke. 4 weeks in, do you really think she'd be hiding somewhere? Okay. Go back and check cameras every day, especially around the time she disappeared, Lawson said. The sheriff said authorities are still looking for a red Toyota truck that was spotted in the area around the time that Summer Wells disappeared. Lawson emphasized that tips could help in the case as well. It may not be something that means anything to the people that could mean anything to us, he said. Authorities have received 935 tips in the search for Summer Wells so far, but yet she has not been located. This is WVLT TV. So in Channel 8's version of his commentary, he says that everybody is a person of interest in Summer Wells' case. And you did hear him say that in the audio of the video I just played, which can be verified on the YT. But yet, hours before that, Channel 3's news, you're saying there are no persons of interest. So which is it? because we can't really stay on board if we don't know what the hell you're saying. Yeah, okay. 2 sources, Channel 3, Chattanooga, Channel 8, Knoxville, if you need verification for the story. Something very off with this sheriff speaking. I'm not even about to play any audio of him talking. I'm not even about to insult myself. As most of you know, the pastor spoke to the publicly pertaining to that Seventh-day Adventist church that they attend. They are not members of that said church. Channel 8 is the source for this information. I'm skimming over everything because I want to hurry up and get all this information out to you. But they attend the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist Church. The pastor is a David Ryder. He talked to Ashley Boyle of Channel 8 News, Knoxville. And he basically said that he is struggling because there has been no hope for the family. Despite hundreds of tips in the Amber Alert case, none have led to the 5-year-old Summer. Ryder said that has caused a sense of hopelessness for the family. The Wells family attended the church for a year before COVID-19 pandemic. Ryder said, though they have not officially joined. Now, they've been going to the church a year, and he's been quoting Bible scriptures, but he ain't no member. I'll wait. Stay woke. That has not stopped churchgoers from keeping the missing child in their thoughts, he said. Our members continue to uplift in prayer both the family and the authorities seeking to bring her home safely. I want you to listen to what he said in this article, which was not revealed in my commentary yesterday. That's why I always bring a source. In this Channel 8 News, he had something that was not said yesterday. Stay woke. He said he remembered preaching during service with Summer walking around behind him. Ryder describes Summer Wells as a free spirit and said she and the women of the church have a strong relationship. Our hearts have been broken by the disappearance of a precious young child, Summer Wells, and we pray for her safe return, he said in a statement to WVLT News. This information is Channel 8. If you need verification for the information, upload it July 12th at 4:09 p.m. Let me see if this will play as well. Hold on just a minute. There's a commercial playing. Thank you all for joining me. This is why I always bring you a source, not I heard.
Today, still no sign of the 5-year-old out of Hawkins County. Now it's been 17 days. The search is now reduced to specific areas near her home. The TBI has looked into more than 750 tips. None of them, however, have led to Summer Wells. New details.
Sorry, it's buffering. I don't know why these articles, these videos,
Summer Wells, the search continues today. Still no sign of the 5-year-old out of Hawkins County. Now it's been 17 days. The search is now reduced to specific areas near her home. The TBI has looked into more than 750 tips. None of them, however, have led to Summer Wells. New details.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That's Channel 8 if you need verification. So in this installment, you hear 750 tips, but we've brought you a demographic of 900 plus tips, 70 less than 1,000, and no sign of her, no viable leads to the whereabouts of this child. Difference of news information, hours ahead and behind each other of persons of interest, no persons of interest. Last updated source, which is Channel 8 News here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The sheriff says everybody is still of interest. Well, you just said hours before through the Chattanooga 3 report that there are no persons of interest. So who is everybody? I'm lost. Let me break it down for you in this commentary. So much I want to tell you, but I can't, as to not have anybody harmed in this storyline. Because it's one thing I said to somebody tonight, It's that in a small town, people talk. Don't get it twisted to think people don't know what's going on. People don't hear things. People don't see things. What you need to understand about small towns is just like in big cities, people will hold the secret. There are people who know what happened in a crime. There are people who witnessed a crime and they'll take it to their grave, or they'll slip up one day when they get a little jiggy and a little sauce on their throat, and they will tell it to somebody. And that's usually during pillow talks. They woke. There is always somebody that knows. It's a matter of who's going to be the first to squeal. You find this in every true crime story. Somebody saw somebody do something. They were either had no empathy for human life to tell it, or they fear for their safety. The key points to this story, 1 month in. Where's this child? Who are the persons of interest? Now, over 900 tips, 935, yet no credible information to the whereabouts of Summer Wells. On the first identifying FBI photo, you get all the set information pertaining to the missing child, but there is nowhere on there that says anything about a description of the car. The Amber Alert went out the next day, not the same day she went missing, which was the 15th. What did we learn from dealing with Cow City? The Amber Alert only goes out if there's an identifying factor to give you information pertaining to who had the child, who left with the child. That means height, race, female, male, car, truck, bicycle, wagon, motorcycle. Somebody needs to say, I saw Summer Wells get into that white car with a white man with blonde hair, blue eyes, green eyes. You see where I'm going? The Amber Alert didn't go out to the next day. We get information about this Toyota Tacoma. I believe was weeks after. If I remember correctly, I was standing to be corrected. I didn't come on the story until after 2 weeks. But I just got information tonight. Bertie decided to give me the 411. Thank you. About a red Xterra truck that was initially sent out as a BOLO. Why is that? And that the law enforcement knows about the red Xterra. They know who owns it. They know that it was a stolen license plate on the said truck. And they know the reason that the car was reported stolen. But yet you all didn't get the 411. Why is that? Only this late information about a Tacoma truck, which we have no information to who owns it. If there's been a match to this Tacoma truck, if they have found matches in the local area pertaining to somebody driving this Tacoma truck, who is this person? Who gave the 411 about a Tacoma truck? Is this doorbell cameras? Or you kept seeing the truck go up and down the road or the second road? Was it the main road or the road that goes directly to this address? Stay woke. Remember, no car was mentioned on the original poster for the Amber Alert. Why is that? Who gave up the 411 of this Tacoma? And as I state, a source told me of a red Xterra tonight, which went out, but you didn't hear about it. And you still haven't heard until tonight. Thank you. Is this a decoy statement from law enforcement about the red Tacoma to throw us off? Is there actually a person behind the red Tacoma? Or is this to scare somebody? And why hasn't the person come forward? Wouldn't a person come forward by now to say, hey, I own it. I own one. And as I said, have they found a match in the area? Is this a search or recovery pertaining to Summer Wells? We're now 1 month later, and there's no way a child is hiding out there in the woods. She would have died from the elements and starvation and dehydration if we are to believe she wandered off. But as her parents said, she would not do that. She would not wander off. She knows better. So do I believe she wandered off? We know, as I said, she couldn't be hiding. Sheriff has mentioned that in the commentary I just brought you to make sure we go over every place and look in every nook and cranny. You know damn well, Sheriff, that child ain't hiding nowhere. Possibly if she actually wandered off, maybe initially, but not now, 4 weeks into her disappearance. You scale back the search, you said, because of resources. Or is it because it's a combination of both? You don't have the money and you know something about Summer Wells, but you can't say just yet because you don't have ironclad proof to call the Joker out or Jokers out in her disappearance. Could it be it's both? You ain't got the money and you know she's not alive. So you're scaling back. And why are you only searching near her house? I'll wait. Why are you searching near her house only? We never heard of them searching anywhere else in Rogersville, Pookieville, Bubbaville. Why is that? Why did they continuously search over the same area? The lead search team, he told you this. We use fresh eyes each shift as just in case somebody missed something yesterday. 6 hours ago, you get the drift. But are you really telling us something without telling us something? That you believe that child is somewhere near that address or in the vicinity. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Hold on 1 second. Heard a car alarm. Wanted to make sure it wasn't mine. Sorry about that interruption, you guys. So sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. Always have to check. You know, the holler can be right outside your door. Stay woke. As I was saying, it's 1 month later. Are we talking about a search or a recovery? Because it has been stated by the sheriff that they have scaled back the search. So are we talking about resources, which that has been mentioned, that is very expensive? I brought you a source about that yesterday. Or is it the fact that she is no longer alive and they have information that they know she's not alive? So they're not searching in other parts of Rogersville or any outside locales in Rogersville and or other counties or cities. Over the course of 2 weeks, you've gotten many rumors pertaining to Summer that didn't have anything to really do with her. You've got all these innuendos pertaining to Boy H, his mother Allison, Candace, unidentified male that we have yet to see. He's got a name, I guess, but we don't call his name because it's irrelevant. A lot of gossip, innuendos. People have immersed themselves into the case to be known, to be seen, to clout chase, to get 5 minutes of fame. But what I have to ask myself is, what have you gained by putting your business on Front Street pertaining to the disappearance of a 5-year-old? As I've stated in my videos recently, I would never put myself in the same sentence of a 5-year-old and tell my business, personal, sexual escapades, this and that. I just wouldn't do it. And it's disrespectful to the child because she's missing it. And I wish these folks do something with this horn. Come on now. Boy H. What does Boy H know about this child? If we are to believe that he was there, what does he know? What does he know about the child? Was he there on the 15th? We also hear rumors that this could be the 13th. So then we have to question the TikTok video. There's rumors about Boy H getting in trouble the other night, fighting people, putting his hands on a young lady. Don't know if that's true. He's on probation, from what I hear, for trying to take a woman out of a car. So we don't know if this is a gang initiation, if this was attempted robbery, or goofing off. And allegedly, there was a child in the back seat. So one would have to say, if he is this type of person, these allegations are true, did he have any business in the company of a 5-year-old girl and a 30-plus-year-old woman? Why? What does Boy H know about Summer Wells? We got a 6:06 clock window of a Facebook post. Allegedly, her arm is seen in a picture. Allegedly, that's Summer at 6:06, but her father calls her in missing at 6:30. My information is coming forward to say we have a window between the hours of 2:45 p.m. and 6:30 or 6 o'clock. You hear rumors from Allison, allegedly. This is what some of you are saying. She said, I don't go to the live book much, so I'm really not even trying to get into it, but it may be relevant. The boys were left behind because a CPS worker was supposed to come check the home for an alleged allegation of something. But I have heard that is not true. And one day I will be able to reveal to you why that is not true. It's nothing about the boys staying behind to clean. Now, possibly it's true that there was supposed to be a CPS visit. I don't have verification yet. I was just talking to somebody. Do they have knowledge of the CPS visit? They have yet to confirm a CPS visit. But what I will tell you that's not true about that line is that it ain't got nothing to do with them boys staying behind to clean up the house. And one day I will tell you why. CPS visit, perhaps. But the boys didn't stay behind to clean up the house for a CPS visit. That is believed to be a fabrication. Then we have to ask ourselves about the messenger who was allegedly Candace's friend, bringing all this to the live book 1 and 2. What is her motive? What is her motivation for spinning these webs about abuse from Candace to her child? And one would have to say, if you're abusing one, would you abuse the others? Or are we talking about favoritism? She liked the boys more than she liked the girl child. Some of you have mentioned jealousy. She was jealous of her child. But as I tell you, I have no verification of favoritism of her children, jealousy of the girl child, nothing. Just a bunch of he said, she said from a so-called friend whose child was hanging with them allegedly at the quarry and the visit to the grocery store, pharmacy. What is the truth in that timeline from that morning till 6:30? She told the news nobody came back to the house with her except for her child and her mother. Boy H was dropped off. And I do have verification that he was dropped off at the house. That probably is the only part of the story that's true. He got dropped off at his location. And he didn't go back allegedly to the house with Candace, Summer, and the grandmother. What is the truth about that? Planting flowers, taking a walk, went downstairs, upstairs. 4 different versions pertaining to that fateful day. Am I to believe the TikTok video was posted actually on the 15th? Because then I talked to someone tonight, same person, that says, oh, you can upload a video just like you would any social media site. You didn't have to really be at the quarry or grocery store at that time. You could have filmed yourself and then uploaded it at that time. What is the truth of June 15th? Because if I'm to believe that is Summer's arm in that photo at 6:06, and you all told authorities you had been looking for her for hours beforehand. So what is the time that you were actually looking for Summer? So see, this is where the discrepancy comes in. What time did she actually go missing? Because the call went in at 6:30 from a parent who wasn't even there allegedly. So then that means you all are lying. What time did the little girl go missing? Because there's content uploaded to the live book of an arm in a photograph at 6:06 p.m. So you mean to tell me in 24 minutes she got missing? taken, kidnapped, discarded, handed over, human trafficking. Break it down for the queen. Is this a setup of a TikTok video, a Facebook post on the 15th? 24-minute window that the child could have got missing, kidnapped, handed over, bartered, sold. And as I said, I want to bring you information pertaining to that day, but I can't right now, as to not have somebody wrapped up in drama and the livelihood harmed by those people in the hollow. It is verified she was in the back seat of that car asleep, or some of you believe deceased, but she was back there in that car. When you have photos uploaded to social media that she was back there, it's just a matter of, do you believe she was alive or dead? I would have never gave it no thought. And I'd like to know who put out that rumor that she was deceased. Bring me the head. Thank you. We're looking at a window of 2:45 p.m. to 6:06 from my source. 24 minutes. A call went into the dispatch from the father who was not on the property. And there's no way in my right mind I believe she wandered off. As some people say, dogs would have tracked her scent somewhere out there, and there would have been some remnants of the child. And as I state, Amber Alert went out. The next day, not the same day, and there was no mention on the TBI poster of any trucks that I saw on the one I read today. Just her personal information, her age, her height, the ID number for her. That was it. And the location, Rogersville, but no mention of a truck. And as I said, a source brought me information that a bolo went out the next day of a Nissan red Xterra. And then later, we come up with this Tacoma truck with a bed and buckets. What is the truth? And as I said, law enforcement knows about the red Xterra. They know that it was stolen, has stolen tags on it. They know who the truck belongs to and the reason that the truck was called in pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. But the queen don't know all that yet because the source can't reveal all that to me just yet. And I want to thank you. You know who you are. Thank you. I'm not trying to get nobody out in Rogersville or any other jurisdiction hurt because of a 5-year-old missing child. And that is the thing I'm trying to explain to you all, that there are people who will hold a secret. There are people who will hold a lie. And there are people who will try to get you gone like Summer Wells because you've been running your mouth telling stuff about their business. Now, a coward would kill a child. And I've always said, oh, no, they wouldn't kill a grown-up because they're a coward for taking out a child if indeed she's been murdered. But who's to say that same coward wouldn't try to harm an adult? That is the said information pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. I've been doing things differently on the channel for a reason, but today I'm going to go back in time and drop the link. If it takes too long, I'm checking out. That's the bottom line. I have things to do. I want to thank you for following the content. I want to thank you because in the end, this is about a 5-year-old child missing. This isn't about Pookie, Ray, Bubba, Allison. These goofy people won't get 5 minutes of fame off a 5-year-old. Very disrespectful to be talking about your personal business in the same sentence as a missing child. You got to have more respect for yourself. But as you see, there are people who don't give a damn about the little girl. They're too busy talking about themselves and going on and on about nonsense that don't have anything to do with her disappearance. And I do believe that the child, boy H, has knowledge of this case. And perhaps he knows what happened to Summer. And perhaps he's one of those that can hold the secret as well. And frankly, he should be with his father visiting because he got too much going on down here. He's becoming a busybody. If I'm to believe the allegations of what happened to him getting on probation, trying to take a woman out of a car, him allegedly fighting in the neighborhood and fighting a girl allegedly. If all those rumors are true, homeboy needs some discipline and somewhere to go. And if he fears for his safety, then that means he shouldn't even be outside to get in an altercation. Stay woke. How you going to fight somebody if you're staying inside? Did they come in, drag them out? I tell you, always listen to the details. I do not believe Summer Wells wandered off that place. When you look at the area view of that house, there is a circular drive around the whole house. So who came up there and rode around that circle without anybody hearing them come up the road? And how would they know where to get the child while they be risk being seen? It'll only be you handed her to somebody if somebody did come up there. You handed her to somebody. She didn't wander off. And I want to know the source behind the red Tacoma truck. Who is this person? Who gave up the information? And why did they give up the red Tacoma truck? Thank you so much. Lord have mercy. God give me strength. Hope you all are well. Give me 1 second. Thank the mods on deck. Now, I'd sure like to know, what is the pastor thinking right now? What he's actually thinking about this case. Naturally, he's not going to tell what he really thinks, because it would be awkward having these people attend the church and he's to say anything ill pertaining to these people. Or perhaps he believes what they've been saying. It can go a multitude of ways. It can go a multitude of ways. But I believe Boy H knows something. Know something, saw something. It's only a matter of time. The truth's going to come out. And if he's indeed a troublemaker, he doesn't have any business around here. He needs to go be with his father. If his father is a decent human that can raise him properly and give him a proper upbringing, because the man does have custody. To my knowledge, Boy H is still in Tennessee, and the father has rights to the boy through the summer. So we have to ask ourselves why he is not there in New York, and why are law officials, Kingsport, intervening in a already said custody issue. Kingsport, what is your take on this case? You don't have a damn thing to do with Summer Wells, nor do you have anything to do with the custody rights of the father of Boy H. Why were you intervening in information that already has been said and written on paper pertaining to the custody between he and his mother? I'm very curious if there is corruption or some favoritism, dealing with Kingsport police and this lady A, call her that. Strange stuff going on with you folks. Stuff you only read about in books and movies. Goofy stuff. Everybody wants to be a hero. Want to throw their weight around. And I've been hearing a lot of talk lately of you all wanting to throw your weight around up there, which I don't know why, because as I state, you all don't have any jurisdiction in Rogersville. So what is the deal with your involvement with anybody trying to help Boy H and his mother and his father? What is really going on with you damn hillbillies? There's no disrespect to anybody that live in those parts, because I know people, I've met people, I've lived up in those parts briefly. I don't get what's going on with this Kingsport Police Department, intimidation, ranting and raving on cell phone calls and stuff. What the hell's going on with you all? You all don't have any jurisdiction in Rogersville? Step back. Just step back. Just stop the nonsense. It's ridiculous. Thank you all for joining me. The queen is home. Amen. Thank you for joining me. Hit the link. Please keep your commentary brief. No profanity used on the live stream or in the chat. You will be removed. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. God bless all of you. And as far as the insurance policy, my source tells me that there was only one drawn up for Summer Wells. Why? She only drew up the one. It looks suspicious. You have 4 children. Why not put insurance on all children? It was said she couldn't afford to put insurance on the other boys, but she would when she could. But her concern, she and her husband, was more for Summer because she's a girl and yeah. It makes no sense what you're saying. Come on with all that. Maybe so. Him not being able to leave because it's an ongoing case. He's a potential witness. Well, as you see, no one's telling us that. That's how it goes. A lot of information is going to be locked out, left out, not mentioned. Thank you for joining me. Okay, what's the problem in the chat? See, that's why I don't want to drop the link. I don't have time for this.
Hey, beautiful.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, sugar. Safe travels to you. Hope you have a great trip.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Um, as far as this case, if like you said, every day something new comes out. I said from day one that nobody came and took her, and she definitely did not walk on hot pavement, dust, rocks, anything like that. And just wandered out to me because the daddy rules with an iron fist. So any of those kids in their household wouldn't
Why
dare
do you
make
say
a
that?
move.
You said that last time. You said that last time when I had the link. Why you said, what has he shown you that he
It's interviews he's done that I've seen him give where he speaks like he's so religious, like he's a hardcore religious fanatic. And oftentimes when you have a parent that's like radical or fanatic like that, they often rule with an iron fist. They often discipline very hard, not just your average spanking. I'm talking about shaving your hair, embarrassing you, the possibility of making you do push-ups or a lot of yard work or a lot of scrubbing or something. He just gives out that vibe. That's why I knew them kids wouldn't have dared made a move like that. They wouldn't have dared, like, I'm gonna just walk off knowing if daddy find out, mama gonna tell daddy whatever, I'm gonna get in, trouble. They wouldn't have dared did that, and ain't nobody went up there and got their baby. They did something to that baby, specifically that mama. They did something to that baby, and they had behind lies. That's why the police is like, we running out of money. Yeah, I'll be running out of money too, because y'all lying. And it's not an easy thing to search for somebody on rocks and gravel and grass and hills and mountains. That is very tedious and very hard work, especially when it feels like you're going in a circle. You're not like looking beyond that. You're not like going to a lake, or you're not going to another city. You're just in the same radius going over and over. So why is that? Because they know what that lady said was a bunch of lies. It was lying. First she was walking, then she wasn't walking. Then the news clip you just played said the baby told her she going in the house. The baby told her?
Yeah, because that contradicts what she said. I walked her in. So why? So okay, so we could say the baby told her, well, I'm gonna go in the house, and then she said, okay, well, let me follow you in. Remember, she told the news, okay, I walked her in. It doesn't really matter. I don't believe anything that this Candy Kane has to say.
But the news wouldn't get it wrong. The news going by what you don't say and told the police. So obviously, she can't keep up with the lies. And for the daddy to be giving all the information, if you're not there, how are you giving just such exact things? First, she could have wanted out there. Somebody could have snatched her. Now, ask yourself this: why would they snatch one child when they could have got a few more?
Well, especially with the lie that the mother left, and she left the boys there alone while she went and ran errands, went to the quarry, went to the store, went to the pharmacy. Well, that was the perfect time for somebody to come take your kids.
Exactly. Yeah, because nobody would have put their guards up. Hey, Nancy.
Listen,
nobody would have put their guards up.
But why would somebody just so happen to come to your house when you have been gone all day and come back with the girl child? So that means, so you want me to believe that somebody sat and lied in wait till you came home with the girl child, and that's when they walked in your house up that drive and stole your child out the basement, outside, wherever, and drove off with your child. Because you don't know.
Yeah, that's what they want y'all to believe. And as far as this friend, I said this yesterday. I was where you were talking. I don't want to hear nothing else from that lady talking about she the friend. Let me tell you something. If I knew that Nancy had her baby down there in the basement, and I know Nancy got the baby in the basement, nothing goes in my head to say, if a baby in the basement and the basement is locked, the baby can suffocate, the baby can dehydrate, the baby can bump their head. Why would I just be calm with that? Don't call 911. Don't go to the police department. Don't do nothing. But I know the baby in the basement.
Allegedly, it's been said. That's why I kept trying to get confirmation, because I don't do the Facebook thing, all that running the Facebook thing. I don't get that kind of time. Mm-hmm. That she's the one that called CPS. So maybe that's her way of helping. She called CPS time 1, time 2. I don't know.
The baby could have died if the baby is just in a basement, not eating, alone, scared.
We know all that. We know all that. But that's what I'm trying to say is that was her way. Allegedly, I'll call CPS and let them deal with whatever the hell's going on with she and her children. I'm just saying.
Well, let CPS deal with this. Don't tell us nothing else. Let CPS do that, because that makes absolutely no sense.
She gonna keep telling you something else, because she like the lie book too. She on this lie book too, like her White on Rice. She enjoyed all of this attention.
Yeah, because that don't make no sense. Hey, Nancy.
Hi. She likes the limelight. But I'm sorry, I don't believe half the stuff she's saying either, because it's just putting her in the bad limelight. Because she was right up there with them.
She might have did some. See, when a person talks a lot, something going on.
Yep.
It's a reason why you doing all that, talking about a case that is ongoing. Like, what? Where was you before she got missing? I don't want to hear nothing else about no baby in no basement and you call the CPS. Baby, the baby in the basement today. That means you call the police so they can get the baby out the basement. That just me.
The baby she did not walk off that mountaintop. She did not get carried off that mountaintop. She was not driven off that mountaintop. She's still somewhere around there, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, where is she?
Sadly to say. They know if she is not on that mountaintop, those parents know.
Thank you.
In my opinion, they know where she's at. They know
all involved.
I'm sorry?
Who is all involved?
In my opinion, who is involved is the mother. Definitely. And I'm sorry to say, but I believe H knows.
Yeah. Somebody says dad lost hope early on.
Yes. And I believe he knows, because I believe he has grilled Mother,
after the fact, or he was there?
I think after the fact. I think he
You
found out.
think Candace told him what actually happened, or she lied?
I think she lied to begin with, and then I think he got it out of her. And I think he's the one that's been doing all the talking to try to help cover it up. Because he's looking at the reality of it. He's been in prison. He knows what it's like. And he's looking at the reality of it is she goes to prison, nobody's going to be there to take care of his boys.
Well, they there and ain't taking care. Ain't
Well,
gonna be
No.
no difference.
He didn't help out. He didn't take care of the owner. Was allegedly they were
No.
convicted. So what's the difference?
Well, he's looking at now. He's not looking at the past. He's looking at now and trying to
That's a great point.
circumvent the future. So he's looking at now. He's not looking at the past.
Like I said, when you
I
watch
know it.
videos uploaded to the YT pertaining to the child in church, like I said, you can weigh it 1,000 ways. You're entitled to your opinion. As I said, she could have been a spoiled baby. She could have been lacking attention. But now hearing the pastor say she walked behind him preaching, I don't condone that. I'm sorry.
No, she should have been wrangled in.
It's one thing you running up there while that lady's singing, the other lady's singing. Obviously, this is how they do their church with the open singing like that. 2, 3 people singing at one time, picking up one child, putting another one down. But for the pastor to say in this commentary I brought you tonight that he's up there preaching and she's running around behind him, that's unacceptable to me.
I was never in a church.
I don't get out.
Even to this day that is allowed.
Well,
never.
Like I said, picking up her while singing is a bit much. But as I said, everybody does things differently. But when the pastor spoke in this article saying she's running behind me while I'm preaching,
No.
It was when you first brought that commentary about the church, I really wanted to say something then.
You have no business watching your child run amok in the church, period. 2, that lady want to keep picking her up. That's what she want to do. Okay, but I as a parent wouldn't allow it. But that's the point. Everybody's different. But the pastor preaching, hell no. Now, come on.
No, I would have been utterly embarrassed.
What I said is when you first brought that commentary, when they were talking about free spirit, let me tell you what free spirit means. Free spirit means your child is unruly.
Unruly.
Or your child is not disciplined, they running around, but this baby obviously was not getting love at home. I could tell by the way she was dressed for that. And then people having to pick your baby up means your baby is not being cared or tended to, and you in church sleep and falling out from your milk, and the dad is sitting there for the daddy to.
I need verification that is Candace Candy Cane in the hoodie, because I don't know if that her.
What I took from Robin picking her up so much and loving on her, what I took from it as a mother, it looked to me like she got the mothering from Robin. That's the way it looked to me, as if the way she kept playing with her hair.
Yeah, I noticed that
touching her.
Video I watched today. Yeah, I watched that second video of her playing with her hair
and stroking her. Yeah, and stroking her and stroking her and kept looking at her. Yeah. And it came from Dawn early on that Robin was her favorite person. That Robin was her favorite person, and she would just run to her every time.
And there's nothing wrong with church. Let me make that clear if somebody want to get jiggy. But I just feel like there's a time and place.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Everything has a time and a place. And now that we have verification of a child running around the pastor up at the podium preaching, come on now.
No, that's not kosher. You need to wrangle in your children when something like that happens. And they either need to be in children's church. You're sitting there
watching your child pull on somebody's hair and tug on them while they're trying to sing. And now the preacher's saying running around while you're doing that. Why are you sitting there watching your child do that?
No. And there was even
Why would you watch your child do that?
There was even one that I watched that someone like a deacon or somebody in children's church, they were having children's church, and Summer and one of the younger boys kept going up and down the steps while she was doing children's church, and they were having a children's church, and he got up and said something to Summer and one of the boys because they kept
I haven't seen that video.
they were playing during the children's sermon, and
Okay.
she was giving us children's sermon, and and I was just like, oh my goodness.
Well,
And
how
I
many
know,
videos are there that you've seen uploaded so far?
I'm sorry,
How many videos have you seen uploaded pertaining to her in the church?
probably probably four.
Okay. Well, that's the second one I saw today with her playing with the lady's hair. That's the second one.
The children's church was about a puppy. I thought it was kind of a little bit odd because it actually goes into having a puppy having puppies, the dog growing up having puppies, and then it going into having it
What
spayed.
was this? So was this video on somebody's social media page? I guess it was.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It may have been on another YT page, but it was actually talking about actually having children's church, and she's up there, Robin's up there going through a children's church, and all the kids are up there going through children's church. But they were, getting a little rambunctious. And if it would have been my kid up there doing that, I'd have gone up there and talked to him. But instead, one of the deacons, I call him.
Well, 9 times out of 10, your child wouldn't have been up there in the first place because your child would be sitting with you or in children's church, correct?
Yes,
Right.
but she was.
If there is a children's church.
Yes, but she was
Yeah.
actually having children's church on the podium. At the podium, they were actually having a children's
Like when they're
church
supposed to
up
sit
there.
down, like storytelling. That's what you're saying?
Yes. It was like a storytelling. Up
So you
on
telling me
the-
children's church is in the front of the church and Summer was doing what exactly?
She was kind of jumping up and down on the steps, along with one of her brothers was jumping up and down on the steps.
She doesn't have any rearing.
No,
all it is.
bad manners.
Okay.
And then one of the, I call them deacons, on the back, sitting down, actually got up and said something to them.
Okay. Somebody in here says the church has a Facebook page.
Yeah, it may have been on that I saw, but it was a video that I watched. And
Well,
it was actually,
that goes back to answering your question when you said when he might be covering for her.
Texas,
It won't be no better.
I heard the comment about they may not have this and that, but that's the whole purpose of asking for volunteers to have children's church and a nursery. You should always have a nursery.
yes.
They don't have to pay, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're having to pay. You can't.
I thought most churches had
money,
that.
money don't have anything to do with it. You can have somebody in a room. You got toys and a bed set up, 2 beds for a baby. You can put 2 small babies in 1 bed.
We had a very small church, and we always took turns volunteering, and we would always take the kids out of the church so the adults could have their time
Yes.
with church,
Right.
and the children
Yeah,
always
because
have their
a
time.
baby can be colicky, and that's going to become disruptive. A child crying in church. Come on, y'all,
Right.
don't
So-
start making excuses now.
But as far as my opinion goes, I believe that child was not taken off that mountain. I think something happened to her, sadly, and I think it's not. I think it's more of a recovery situation.
Somebody said they wonder if it was hard to get someone to go home after church. Interesting.
I believe it would be, because she probably felt more at ease there. More.
I'm good, 78. That's funny. Bring first 48, one of them detectives in. Yes.
Yeah.
We bring somebody
Yep.
from Memphis.
Yeah, that used to be the hit there. Ah,
Hey, Lee, you
They
in
be-
there. You ain't getting no Doritos, no Cheetos, no soda pop, no nothing. No cigarette,
Mhm.
no nothing.
Unless they bring you a can of pop and they get some DNA off of it.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's just, I wish, the FBI is pretty good at what they do. And I wish somebody would make some hard moves and get something really going on this. Because that child, she needs to be discovered.
Well,
Yeah,
I do
this is
believe
just
it's a
really
recovery
sad.
at this point. Because like I said, and I meant to bring this in my commentary, if indeed somebody kidnapped her, let's just say for the record, she's kidnapped, she's held off up in somebody's house, basement, attic, they do know that the child is missing. They also know that there's a reward for her. So why risk being caught if indeed there are cameras in the area that can allude to the fact that you took the child, seen with a child? You see where I'm going? Why even sit and be wondering if your name is going to come up, your car is going to come up, and you're going to have people knocking at your door asking you about a 5-year-old, because you should know it will happen perhaps. That's just too risky to hold her up in that hollow or surrounding area.
Exactly.
It's just too risky.
And I keep going back to statistics. I can't ever say that word. I'm sorry. That it's always an inner circle. It's
Well,
very,
but I brought you the stats of that recently of children kidnapped. I brought you how many children are missing in America. I brought you the stats of who was kidnapped a child, the odds of it being random. The odds of a random abduction is very low.
very.
You hear stories of children being snatched, but then you got to counter that against how many children were snatched, and it was people that knew the child. So that means they've done their homework to say it's a small percentage.
Very small.
Random abductions of children.
Very small. And I have a question, or I have something. Who's to say, okay, let's just say that this was something that had been thought about and planned on. Okay? And you know how the dogs, they said, went down through the woods and came out at the end of the driveway. That's where the scent stopped. Let's say
I didn't know. You heard that? Where'd you hear
that? I don't remember exactly where I heard that. Or it stopped at the end of the driveway. The scent stopped at the end of the driveway. That's what we were told, correct?
I ain't never heard that.
Oh, I don't know where I heard that then.
Okay. That's why I was asking.
I thought I heard that on the news, or I thought I heard that on the news.
I haven't brought you one commentary about a dog or a scent, or a cadaver dog, or a regular dog. I'm just saying, I have not. Okay, somebody says they heard it as well. Okay, Tracy said Don said that. That don't count.
Okay. Well,
look,
this is
okay. That's
no.
Or those two.
Right. Okay. No. I was just thinking, based on what
you got to remember, that's his theory anyway. Is that somebody came up there to drive and took his child? So naturally, he's going to put out that's where the scent stopped. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
He's also the same one saying everything, but he's also the same person who allegedly wasn't there. So I always say, stay woke. Why is the mouthpiece the one doing all the talking? A, B, you were not there allegedly. You were away. 3, where were you exactly away?
Exactly. I don't believe that.
Where were you? Johnson City, Kingsport, Newport, Greenville?
A block away? I don't believe it. So this was what I was thinking. If that was, okay, let's say, if that was the case, who's to say they didn't walk, just say, oh, okay, let's take a walk. We know you're not supposed to go through the woods by yourself, but let's just take a walk. And let's just walk down through here, to where it could pick up a scent. Okay, let's come back up to the house, because that is her property. There is going to be scent everywhere, all over that property. You see what I'm saying? They're going to make it to where there's stuff everywhere. It's going to be hard for there to be no scent if they are searching everywhere on that property around the house. So it's going to be hard.
So what you trying to say, Nancy, that they had got somebody to come pick her up at the end of the driveway?
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're going to make it difficult. They're going to make it difficult. In other words, they're going to play coy, is what I'm trying to say. They thought this out. This isn't something this isn't something that was random, is what I'm trying to say. They thought ahead.
You're saying the lie was thought of, but not what actually happened. I'm just trying to follow what you're saying.
Right. This was thought out. This was not.
But you really didn't think it out because you told 4 different versions.
Right. They're trying to point everything away from what they actually did, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But what if they kind of went, okay, if something happens and they come up here and yada, 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 but let's just walk her all over the property. She knows she's not supposed to go down through the woods, yada, yada. But let's just walk down. Let's just go here because
So you
she
said this
goes
is a
over here.
version.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Well, we know she goes to the swing. Okay.
But we got to remember, she ain't told nobody she walked her down there. So that's why I
Right.
don't understand what you're saying. Are you trying to say that she did hand her child off?
No, she would not
For him to come up with the scent. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She wouldn't hand her child off, but what if she walked her down there and then brought her back up to the house? Just walking. And like he had said,
If it's indeed true that the dog picked up the scent. Is that what you're saying?
right. Yes. If it is true that the dog picked up the scent and then it stopped there. You see what I'm saying? So they walked her down there and then she walked back up. So the dog would stop there, like, okay, it stopped there, but didn't go no further. Like it's a ruse.
Neighbor said all the beer cans were cleaned up. When did they have time to do that? Okay, so you know about the beer cans cleaned up. Well, then I can bring my 411 now.
I'm saying they've been trying to do all kinds of stuff around there.
Get
They've
them
been trying to clean
windows.
up. Yeah,
Waiting on that money.
Trying to clean up and do all kinds of stuff around there.
Hold on one second.
Uh-huh. But they had all that money and couldn't get their house together for all that. Man, now these folks is hustling folks. That's why them folks said, yeah, we running out of resources. I would be too, because y'all lying.
That's what I was
think
saying.
he playing with y'all.
That's what I was saying. If it was a ruse to try to get her to walk down and then come back up, then that's where the dog, you know what I'm saying? That I'm making sense.
That's where you would find the Senate.
Right. It stopped and then come back up. Oh, somebody must have took her down and then stopped, and then she was gone.
Yeah, have her walk in certain areas and say, oh, well, that must have happened right there because you get a scent right there. Or you get a scent over here.
That's what I was trying to get across.
Hold on one second before I say something. Keep talking.
They definitely are lying. They granddaddy.
The grandpa passed away and left stuff to Summer. So then that's
that's odd too. Like, why would you leave it to a 5-year-old when you know what kind of parents she got? Like, if you see they can't take care of what they got, how they gonna help her take care of what you leave her?
Right.
What?
Couldn't leave it to.
You can't, but I keep trying to tell you all, you can't collect insurance without a body.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's a waste of time to kill somebody unless you're a dodo bird and you didn't do your research. You can't get insurance on a missing person.
Well, they probably didn't think that through. Unfortunately. She probably
nobody's gonna get it for one child when they couldn't even take them to the dentist. So I'm trying to see how you getting life insurance to pay a premium on, but y'all can't buy mop, bleach, brooms, none of that. Fabuloso, nothing. Clorox, nothing.
That's very odd that you would only buy insurance on one child and not the other 3.
Right. And it has nothing to do with, she a girl.
It has nothing to do with the sex of the child. You would buy it on all.
Hold on one second. I'm getting ready to go check something right quick. Y'all keep talking.
You would buy it on all 4 of the children.
All 4 of the children, considering they're a little older.
Right. All 4 of the children.
And you would come out cheaper having more than one child because you'll get some type of discount. See, that's why I said none of this makes logical sense. And I don't think it's supposed to make sense. But I know one thing. Ain't nobody came in the holler and took no baby.
No. And
nobody.
And I do believe, in my personal opinion, is that H knows more. And I think that his mother is trying to cover for him.
Well, she wrong because that's a lot of pressure on a 15-year-old.
It is. And I thought it was very strange that I find it weird that he would want to keep company with a 5-year-old. I'm thinking, excuse me, why wouldn't you want to keep company with the 3 boys and not with a 5-year-old?
Because they've been doing it.
That's right. But I was just like, that's odd
Cause
to
that's
me.
they thing what they been doing.
I know, but I see my red flag went up big time. I was just like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. They been
no.
doing it. They
I
been
know.
meeting up down at the little thing. She gonna pretend she got the baby, so just to
Mm-hmm.
say she got one of her children, and you
Uh-huh.
down there being a
Yep.
predator with a little
Yep.
15-year-old, and your story. I'm going to the pharmacy. I'm going to get some
Mm-hmm.
groceries. I'm doing it, but you're
Did a whole
slipping
lot of
out.
grooming. Did a whole lot of grooming before that. That's my opinion.
Correct.
Did a
A
whole
whole lot.
lot of grooming. A
Cause a
whole
15-year-old
lot of
boy.
grooming. We need to talk loud because I can
Right.
hear conversation in the background. We need to talk loud. So how you been doing, Night Owl? How you been
I'm
doing?
doing
You been doing
fine,
good?
Miss Nancy. How you
You been
doing?
doing? I've been
Yeah.
hanging in there. I got my health issues going on, but I've been hanging in there.
Well, we
I'm
sending
hoping.
hugs and love to you.
Thank you. I've been waiting on the test to come back. I don't quite know if you know what's going on, but I've been waiting on the test to come back. I
Yeah,
got
I know
some.
that part.
Yeah. It's not fun. It's hurtful. It hurts like a mofo.
I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. It's not very comfortable, but I'll wait and see what they want to do. What's my
Next
diagnosis
year.
and what
Well,
they
it's
want
gonna
to
all
do.
turn out good. We gonna keep
Uh,
it positive.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna keep it positive and keep it going. Should
Right,
be
Norma?
going.
If they couldn't go to no dentist, you ain't buying no life insurance.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they needed to. In my opinion, I just think that H was being groomed and not in a
And set
healthy
up.
way. And yes, and not in a healthy way. And there was just and who's to say that that didn't take place on a different day? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now
Because
that we
we
can
don't,
find out that TikTok videos can be pre-recorded.
and that wasn't on a certain day. And we don't know for sure if Don was actually at work on a certain day
Right.
and where his location was. We just have to
Mm-hmm.
have faith that the FBI has got all their ducks in a row and they aren't bringing that hammer down quickly and hard, because we do know that they have the capability of doing what's it called? When they can, what's that word called, Night Owl? What's the word I'm looking for?
Talking about when they trace the electronics or
Well, they can
did
do
they
that too, but when they
surveillance.
surveillance, but when they can, they can. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just gone scatterbrained all of a sudden. That's what happens when you get old.
I'm old
um,
too.
I know. Let's not talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, when they, oh Lord have mercy, I done gotten old and my mind just
We
went
ain't talking
blank.
about forensics, are you?
No, not forensics. When they can, when they can hone in on a person. Look down in the chat. Somebody help me out down in the chat. Tell me what I'm trying to think of. When they can, they hone in on a person and they can
Reading their
tell.
body language.
Yeah, but they can tell the type of person they're looking for, the the what they're
Analyze.
looking for, uh,
Wiretapping.
the
Surveillance.
not the
There were
surveillance, but they can tell what they're looking for, who they're looking for.
like
Uh,
criminal mind.
yeah, kind of like
Behavior.
that.
The
Behavior. They can tell
profile.
they thank you very much. That's what I'm looking for. They can profile a person.
Thank y'all. Okay. We were going, I just thought of criminal mind.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the word and I couldn't think of it. But the FBI has profiled these people, what they're looking for. They profiled the person they're looking for. They've done all that stuff. So why in the world won't they bring that hammer down? Come on, let's
They
get the
probably waiting on
move
more
on.
evidence. They probably
Well,
collecting evidence still in the house, sending it to the lab.
oh, come on.
Clothes, shoes,
Back.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Okay.
DNA, things of that nature.
Okay. We had to talk very loud because we could kind of
I
hear
need Shay Doc.
conversation.
I need Shay Doc. I need you to hit the link and come up.
We were kind of hearing your conversation, so we had to talk a little bit loud. So we were just didn't want to break in.
Because what I want to know is who are the neighbors that had access to the property for you, Shay Doc, to make that commentary about the beer cans being cleaned up. I need you to hit the link.
So I apologize down in the chat. We were just kind of rambling.
No, because I'm trying to take this somewhere. So
I know.
Shay Doc, hit the link.
Come on, Shay Doc.
Linda, they do.
Well, I know there was.
Children are covered by the state till they're 21. 18. 21 is if they're attending school or trade. Here we go. Shay Doc.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Shay
Shay
Doc.
Doc.
Shay Doc. Where
Yeah.
are you located?
Hey, Shay Doc.
I'm in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. And I just read it.
You read it where? I want you to slow down. Just slow down. Where did you read that there were beer cans on the property? There's a reason I'm asking this, so just take your time.
Yeah. I don't know. I've read a lot.
You don't know. I beg your pardon?
I've read a lot. I don't know if it was I don't know. I don't know where I read it. I don't remember.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you something. Was it a neighbor that said it or neighbors that said it? Just asking.
I believe it said a neighbor.
So that means a neighbor's been on the property to know that there are beer cans thrown about. Did they say exactly where the beer cans were?
No. They said that the place was a mess and there's piles of beer cans they drank all the time.
I see. But you understand where I'm going with this, right? That means you had to have been on the property to know that they drink, because in the end, you cannot see the house from the road.
Right.
I don't think.
I wouldn't think so, because it's half a mile. So
you see okay, down under says unmasked interview. So a neighbor was on the.
I don't think it was Allie. I don't think it was that, because I don't.
I didn't say Allie. So are you responding to Down Under's comment?
Down Under's comment. I don't see any comments.
They're saying unmasked interviews. What Down Under Crime Talks is saying.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Down Under said it was Allie and Leslie. Okay, maybe Down Under. Maybe you should hit the link too. See, I know something. That's why I'm asking.
I think there's beer cans on that property now.
I beg your pardon?
I think that there was beer cans on that property now.
It was because she said CPS were coming. Yes, we've heard that rumor. Okay, so that's what Down Under is saying. So you're now saying there's Allie and some other person saying, what was that? Who's that other person? Somebody scrolling back up. How would she know? How would Allie know when CPS is coming? They wouldn't tell you that. I told y'all to think about everything that's been said in this story.
We do know that the person from church had been on that property.
Allie and Leslie. And who was Leslie?
Leslie is Allie's friend.
Okay. Is the other name. Okay, I'm saying, but who is she? You say, Shay Doc, you're saying she's a friend of
Allie's. She works with Allie.
So that means Allie and Leslie both have been on the property to see the conditions.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Okay.
And so has the friend from church. I don't remember his real name. Dotson. because
Not
he
the
has
flu
been up there.
man is.
Yes, because he has been up there to take the boys recently to go bowling, I
What I'm
believe.
saying, what I'm trying to say about the CPS situation is this. Listen to what I'm saying to you all. CPS is not going to let an outsider know when they're going to these person's house that you're complaining about.
Nope. They make
So I'm going
surprise
to
visits.
ask the question one more time. How would Allison know that CPS was coming to Candace's house?
Well, Allison said that it was her family who called CPS.
And her mother that also called.
Yeah, well, her mother.
Allison called or her mother called? Which one?
They both did.
Okay, here go real deal. I heard they cleaned up their yard in one of the YouTubers' channel. Yes, there's information. Because I know of something, but I can't say just yet. That's why I'm asking these questions. I keep telling you, everything I do is meticulous. There's a reason for everything that I ask.
I think her mother's name is Sarah called and Allison called. They both called CPS.
But okay, so as I state, somebody called CPS. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that CPS is not going to tell you when they are going to Shamiqua's house.
Nope, they don't. They make surprise visits.
They're not going to tell that person, possibly, and they're not going to tell the person who called. They're just going to thank you for the information. But they're not going to say, hey, oh, yeah, by the way, on the 15th, we get ready to go over here.
That's right.
For their house. So I'm going to say it one more time so y'all can stay woke. How did Allison know that they were coming?
I don't believe half of what Allison says.
Thank you.
I don't think she knows.
Mm-mm.
You would only have gotten that version from ding, 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 ding. Who? Who could have given Allison that information? I don't hear the answers. Are y'all not listening? Is it y'all
I'm
sleeping in
here.
the chat?
We here.
Unless she has
Because you're not following me.
No,
unless she
I'm
has
following
an insider in the CPS, and who would know? I don't know what she does for a living.
Either somebody ran their mouth. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say somebody talked.
CPS gave the information and wasn't supposed to, or Candace told her friend Allison they're coming today. So now I'm getting ready to take you here. I'm trying to give it to you without telling it to you. Why is this child missing the day they're coming? And you left some kids there who could have answered the door when CPS knocked. Stay woke.
But if you knew they were coming, wouldn't you be there?
Not if you were dodging them.
Yeah,
but you still would get your kids taken because you left them alone.
Yeah,
that's
you can't
true.
leave them alone. Not well, 12 years old. It's I don't know how Tennessee works.
Thank you, Mrs. Stinky Moon, because they never stopped being friends.
No, they've always been friends.
So now we're going to go to the lie book. Mr. Wells has been talking on it. I'm getting information. I don't follow it. What is Allison's ulterior motive for talking about us? They won't. Thank you, Stinky Moon. Honey, I could kiss you right now. I think they're both lying for one another. I told y'all.
It's a game.
To protect H. Thank you. So, this is why I keep telling you to listen to everything that's been said to you. Everything you hear on the lie book, all these little interviews with a Nightline on YT. Shut your mouth. Stay woke. You were friends with her. You have knowledge she's been abusing her child. Stay woke. But yet you let your own child hang with an abuser who's locking her child in a hot basement with a lock on one side and a lock on the other side. And as I stated, if I'm to believe that you're abusing child one, which is a girl, why would I think you're not abusing your other boys? Stay woke. If I'm the one calling on you, why in the hell would I let my child go with you.
Right.
Why would I let my
That's
other
what
kids
I
go up
asked.
there freely?
Unless I'm a deviant as well. Because birds of a feather flock together.
Amen.
Yep.
So that's
You-
why I kept asking why would I know something? Then now I come out, I'm getting all this little internet fame. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
talking.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's got to be
Something wrong.
a scapegoat, plural. It ain't gonna be my son. Hell yeah, I'm gonna bring you the head of candy cane.
Right.
Covering for her kid. I said that. She's covering for her kid.
Cause if Candy can't get to talking, she ain't gonna know which lie she telling. We can already see that she a liar.
And then Candy Cane's trying to throw her under the bus by showing all kinds of pictures.
And what fool, as Night Owl has let us know, going to be hanging with somebody, knowing, they're abusing, their child.
Bless you.
It makes no sense.
So do we think H went up to the house
I
with her?
called CPS, but yet my
I
baby was
called,
with her at the quarry.
and they making videos that I can see.
Yeah, but I'm going
Right.
to let my kids call you anytime and go up there anytime. And yet my daughter snuck out and went up there.
Why would Hunter do anything to Summer? What's the motive? Come again? We don't know Hunter. Oops, sorry.
We
Boy
don't
H.
we don't know none of these people. I don't put them paying nobody.
He's on probation for trying to pull a woman out of a car, allegedly. Allegedly, he just got in a fight, yesterday, day before? Stay woke. Could it be perhaps Boy H is violent? So imagine if the allegations are true of him trying to pull a grown-ass woman out of her car with a child in the back seat, meaning he doesn't care, whatever the reason is, whether it's for gang initiation, whatever, prove something to some friends or group, whatever. The point still means he was old enough to know better, and that's the same boy that's hanging with a damn 5-year-old and a grown-ass woman.
Exactly. No business.
And that ain't their
None.
first time doing it.
Yes, it is too much mess.
No business.
Jackie, thank you. So she probably was lying. But I got, can't say. Anyway, we're going to skip over about the baby in the backseat of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, she was back there. We're going to leave it at that, okay?
Right.
We're going to leave it that the child was in the back seat. If she was alive or dead, I can't say. She was in the back seat. You know she was back there because there's pictures of her back there. And allegedly, this lady is vouching for that day, Miss Allison. Yes, it is a wild case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know threads of hope. The 2 women playing it all along. All involved. Yes.
Oh.
1, 2, and 3.
Let me tell you something. Boy H knows something. Whatever that something is. He knows. And Allison, you better be so glad I kept a promise to somebody because I'd put your ass on blast right now.
She a dirty bird. You
have
got Dirty Bird 1C.
Hey, you have no idea.
You got Dirty Bird Candace. Dirty
Why-
Bird Allison.
Why somebody's worried about what the queen knows about that holler. Don't worry about what I know. Don't worry about who stay on my phone line. I ain't got to leave my house. Stay woke.
You got Dirty Bird Candace, Dirty Bird Allison, and Little Dirty Bird H.
I talk about what I want over here. I don't worry about what other people are talking about on their networks. You need not be concerned about what I'm doing and talking about somewhere else. Know that I know a little more than what you know.
That's it.
Well, that would make sense that.
And I'm not going to risk nobody getting their head busted because of a 5-year-old child missing in that holler. Because in the end, what everybody's doing up here is just talking. If somebody gets hurt out there, stay woke. What you gonna say then? Because somebody revealed who said what, and then somebody pays them a visit all because of a YouTube video to get a like and a share and a subscription.
Sounds like that young man has some anger issues.
Well, if you've been groomed by a grown person, ain't no telling what kind of issues you will have.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you're
true.
gonna have issues if you got folks touching you where ain't supposed to, giving
That's
you
what I'm saying.
alcohol, whispering sweet things in your ear. I can't say this is happening. I'm speaking in general terms. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now
That's
you've been
in
pulled
general
away from
terms.
that.
You're
Yeah.
coming over when the daddy ain't home and
Yes, Teresa, it's all gonna come out. Amen. Because as I
Yep.
said,
Yep.
in the wash.
it's a small town. People talk. You already got now folks talking about yards being cleaned up. So that means people have been on the property to see what the hell's going on up there. Which, as I said, I doubt right now if I was to drive by, I could tell you what is at the top of the house. How can I tell you what's up there? I've never been there. See up
Right.
there.
Some folks at that church probably know too.
But will they speak to the truth of what they know about the disposition of the parents and the child? Because as I told you, this is a tricky situation. You have to be willing to go out on a limb to tell the truth about somebody. This man has a church. He has a congregation to be concerned. Is he actually going to tell us what he thinks of Candace and Mr. Wells? Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, I guess we know why
Mercy.
Allie fought so hard to keep H from his dad's.
I beg your pardon?
I guess we know why Allie kept H from going to his dad's.
And what is your reason?
She didn't want him to talk. She wanted to keep him close.
Well, he needs to be there.
He needs to. I would send my kid there. I mean, I wouldn't care if I didn't like him or not. Or didn't want to go or not. That's not a place you want him, is it?
Allison, excuse my French, Allison, you're full of shit.
He needs to be away from where he's at.
Right. But if I
Because
get away and go with daddy and tell daddy something.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the Wells join the church or not. They go to that church. They're leaning on that church. He's tooting the church. How awkward would it be for people from the church to start talking publicly about what they've noticed with this family, rumors, rhetoric? It would be a mess.
Yes, it would be bad light on the church.
It would be a fine mess if the pastor, the secretary, whomever starts singing. Yeah, we did this. Yeah, we saw this.
Bad light on the church.
You ain't heard it from me. I ain't one to gossip. You understand what I'm saying?
Bad light on the church.
Perhaps they have seen things that's unsavory with these people, but they're not going to probably come forward because he's tooting the church, whether they're members or not. The pastor's not getting ready to say nothing. He don't want that scrutiny. Small town USA, no. They're going to have to come with proof that one of them did something to that little girl before the pastor would come out his bag and say, okay, well, I see you have evidence. And then it still can be small town, ride or die. I'm sticking with them regardless of what you got.
Yep. This is a shame. This is a dadgum shame.
Threads I did, but as I told you all, I can't say that that's Candace on the front seat of that hoodie. I have to see another video with her face to say that that's Candace sitting on the front pew with the red hoodie on. Thank you, Shada, for joining me. Church clan could be in on this. I really like to know who Pal is and who's in the Kenwood. Scott Horton knew Summer really well. Warren Aaron's son. Now you mentioned the people names I don't even know, baby. Listen, that Stinky Moon. Slinky. Why call you Stinky Moon? Slinky Moon. I'm sorry. You said I thought the front pew was for deacons and elders. We were never sitting there. You're so funny. This is so true. Amen. Well, this church obviously, as I said, possibly does things differently. You're welcome, sweetheart. Don't ever think the queen was trying to come down hard. I told you I'm meticulous about everything I do over here. There's a reason I'm asking about the CPS visit, the children being left behind allegedly to clean up the house because CPS was allegedly coming, the fact that the girl child goes missing the same day that the CPS is allegedly supposed to come. Why didn't the kidnappers take the boy children? Stay woke. Who has had access to the house to know about beer cans, this and that? I'm going to let y'all figure it out why I'm asking all those questions. I'm not going to say a word.
Right. Now you make good sense to me.
She does her homework.
I want you to read.
It was all a plot.
I just want you to read between what I'm asking you.
It's all a plot.
Some of you ain't going to figure it out. Somebody in the chat going to figure out where I'm going. I want you to figure it out so I don't have to say it.
Right.
Allison.
They was all in on it together. So then we all gonna get a little money and a little fame and get on TV.
Candace and H.
But it ain't quite panning out like that. Because when the police come out and say they running out of resources, but we gonna keep looking, that means we're not gonna put that much time in the case like we was doing it first.
Well, I have a feeling that Candace and Allison were a little more than friends.
Thank you.
That's what I have a feeling of.
See, I was talking to the source tonight and I said, stay woke. I am a man coming to see my child, and possibly I may still have feelings for the baby mother. So it might get me a little sum on my trip. And excuse me for bringing this up, but we're going to go there. I bring Pookie with me.
Mm-hmm.
Where is everybody staying? Stay woke.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of the trip? Am I coming for business or I'm coming to see my child? I bring another man with me. Where's the man staying? How did the man hook up with my baby mama? How did now the man I brought hooked up with my baby mama's friend? Or were we all in the pot together? Shut up, Queen.
Uh-huh.
We was all in the pot together.
I'm telling you.
Swapping.
I feel like Candace and H's mom were messing around.
Nah, Allison and Candace a little more than friends.
Anybody got this much?
You have to ask yourself, how did this man get to stay here long enough to hook up with his friend's baby mama? How did you two have sex? Break it down.
Mm-hmm.
See, this shouldn't even be a conversation because we're talking about a missing kid. But because you want to be so damn disrespectful, goofy chick, and put all your business on Facebook, trying to be, I guess, a wannabe Kardashian. Miss Kardashian got her coins. But she had her coins before Mr. West came into the picture. Yeah, I'm keeping it 100.
Yep.
So, how you sleeping with your baby daddy's friend on which visit? Did he come to stay? Did he come to visit? Did he move into the town? Where did he stay? How did you two get in the bed? How did your homegirl get in the bed with the Mexican? How did Mr. Wells catch Candace in the bed with him? Shut up, Queen.
Yep. Came home early.
What I'm saying is, how did he get in that holler to Candace's bed? Stay woke. What the hell is her mama doing taking him over to South Carolina? Allegedly.
Exactly.
Allegedly. All right, Francis Dean, behave.
That's sad. That little girl saw way too much.
Exactly, Linda. Summer might talk, everyone messing with everyone. Maybe you don't even know what the children are saying. You bold enough to bring another man in the house and you married. Where were your children while you brought a man in your house, Candace? Candy Cane.
The boys know better than to talk, but Summer didn't.
I beg your pardon?
I said, them boys know better than to talk, but Summer didn't. She was too young.
I don't even think it's about that. I don't think it's about who slept with who.
No.
Knocked her off. Tired of her.
Uh-huh. In the way.
Yes. Peyton Place mess.
Mm-hmm.
Hollowville is what we will call.
That sounds a good
from now.
name. Hollowville. That's a good name. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, those two women.
We're talking about Candace, but yet you rode with her. You shared a man. Now it makes me wonder, damn, what was going on with the baby daddy? Stay woke. And this is not to throw shade to the father because I don't know him, but what I'm trying to set up for you all to understand, make it make sense how you brought your friend here and he ended up sleeping with your baby's mother.
Right. Yeah, see, this been some long simmering tit for
Gina,
tat.
yes, I can't believe Allie. We only heard the half of it. Exactly.
And the half of it was probably lies.
Right. But I'm on TV, I'm on Live Book and Live Book 2, and I'm gonna tell.
And like I said, while you up here talking on the YT, make sure them YouTubers pay you for your interview.
Like she on MSNBC and CNN and Nancy Gray.
And how much of it is
ain't getting a dime.
You have no reason to ever talk about who you laid with in the same sentence about a missing 5-year-old child.
Lord have mercy, no.
You're nasty.
And then having your mother
There's
help
no way
you answer the question.
there is no way the YT, Chicago, New York gonna know I slept with my baby daddy's homeboy and my friend slept with homeboy, and I'm talking about a missing child in the same sentence. Hell, will freeze over first.
I think she left out menage a trois out of that sentence.
Ting.
She left out one word out of that whole sentence. And she didn't want to put that one in there.
I wonder did the church now.
I doubt it.
Candace is probably only 15 intellectually. Possibly so. Possibly so. These are some dusty folks. And like I said,
some lying folks
are all entitled to make mistakes. Have a past. But there comes a point when you know to keep your mouth closed about stuff you are doing that is wrong and illegal and unsanctified. And everything Allison has brought forward is undignified and unsanctified, and she should have kept her mouth closed.
And some of it is not too far in the past. That's part of the problem.
Well, how far back are you taking it? My understanding is that Mr. Wells is not a participant in the crime. That's what's been told to me directly.
I don't think it is. I don't think he was.
They just believe he is the mouthpiece for this storyline, but not a culprit. I don't know, because I don't know neither. And I ain't betting on my marbles to say who ain't did what. Because I don't know what it was.
I think that's why he referred to her as a Jezebel. That's why I've been saying from the get-go, if you listen to him.
Yep.
Yes.
I've been saying it.
This is a game. Exactly. This is a game.
I've been saying it from the get-go. If you listen to him, he's
Look
telling
at
you.
Said, the way she dresses and acts on TikTok, she wants to be 15 and a punk, shooting gang signs. Well, I need to know that too. I need to know what the son was into. Is he trying to join a gang, or is this some other type of group that he's trying to be a part of?
I don't know.
Maybe that's why they left him there. Left who where, Tracy?
Yeah, Nancy, I told you
because I do not want to go over no long 3-hour lives. Hit the link before I check out of here. If you have something you want to say pertaining to this child missing for 1 month, I brought your commentary about your source for all the stories. Persons of interest one day, hours later, the sheriff changes it to first. No persons of interest. Now everybody's still a person of interest. I don't know what the hell's going on with that sheriff. I think it's time for him to quit talking to.
Yep. Don is telling you without telling you. He's been doing that from day one.
Oh, Tracy said, didn't they leave Jose at Candace's house. I don't know. See, I don't keep up with the lie book. I don't go to Facebook looking for them stories because you don't know what you're listening to. A person can tell you anything, so that's why I don't go over there. Lord have mercy. Shay Doc says she do look like an overweight 15-year-old boy herself. I'm dead. God damn.
I haven't been on Facebook.
Y'all
and
see.
seen
Oh
any of
my
that stuff.
God. Yeah.
Well, maybe
Because you can hear it done.
So much I want to tell you, Lord have mercy.
I didn't think Don was
Just
covering.
hold it.
Well, I gotta hold it because I made a promise.
I think Don's covering for him. He's the mouthpiece, and I think there's a relationship between Candace and Allison. Allison is covering for H. H knows a lot more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense that a child will get missing. They've been gone all day. Just think about it logically. You were gone all day with your mama, and you come back and get missing, but yet your brothers was left at that same house you went missing from, and they were there all day unattended. But the Reaper came and got the girl child when she showed up.
Nope.
Yeah, the Reaper don't came to the basement. Now the Reaper could have came. She walked out. Now the Reaper could have came. I just happened to find a girl child in an open door.
Nope.
In the holler.
Evelyn made a
in
good
broad
point.
daylight.
Don wouldn't have to testify against Candace, even if he knows the truth that they are legally married. Amen. This is true.
Yep.
So true.
Nope. That's why he's been saying little bits here and there.
Not worth
if he know the truth, he need to tell it.
A whole lot of drama that makes no sense. And that's what I've been trying to make everybody understand. It's okay to listen to some of the rhetoric on Facebook, but you don't know who's doing the talking. You don't know what's the truth. You just got random people saying, he said, she said, and he did this, and she did this to me. We don't know anything. And Allison is really not a good person to be listening to, only because you just admitted that your friend had been abusing her child and locking her in a hot damn basement. But yet your child was just with her. Your child was just with her and that kid. You've been letting your child hang with an abuser. Does that make any damn sense? You two, they shared a man together. What kind of friendship you and that heifer got?
A very close one.
Lipstick lovers.
Even if he knows, I think he let her go down so at least he could raise the boys. Evelyn, very good point, because that was mentioned to me earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ain't nobody been raising them from what we see. I don't know what picture y'all see.
I don't know about the shaved head. I just think it's a bunch of BS. I just think these are just some old redneck folks that don't care about nothing. You'll never be able to put no reason behind nothing until you know the mindset of the people that you're talking about. But we don't know these people. I believe Dan and Candace have a swinging relationship. Dan seems the type to watch and video record. Okay, they had a 4-hour dropped off H until the time Summer went missing. Yes, there's a window between 2:45 or 2 to 6. We're gonna go there at 6:30. But as I stated, if I'm to believe the 606 post of her in that room, you got to now tell me she got missing within 24 minutes. Because
I was planting flowers.
The call went in at 6:30. The Facebook post shows her in the kitchen at 6:06. If we're to believe that's an actual time stamp, that means she went missing in less than actually 24 minutes, because you had to go look for her allegedly, but we know you didn't look for her because I told the person I'm talking to tonight, the answer's been there all along. We don't think about what's been said. You said you didn't go call the cops because you were looking for her. So that means that's not an actual post at 6:06. It's a lie, because you said we was looking for hours on our own.
Had all the neighbors looking.
So if you were looking on your own for hours, then the post at 6:06 is a ruse.
Even had neighbors down at the end of the road, according to Don, because when he got home, there was all kinds of neighbors, and he knew right then she was gone when he got home.
Yeah, and if the basement was locked, right, friends, how did she get out?
He told the DCF worker she took her mom to the hospital to reschedule and get rid of someone to avoid a visit. But this is what y'all got to understand. Summer is just one person. She's not the whole entity. You still have other kids in the house. So if there's something foul, all your kids going to get gone. It going to be just the one
Right.
that they'll take.
And if they got her, she would have been hollering, screaming, and ain't nobody heard nothing.
Maybe the child was left with the brothers and an accident happened. Can we verify she went swimming? Well, that's the whole point. If you were to believe the audio video of the 15th, where I'm coming into problems is 606 post, because that post can't be right if you all were looking for her hours beforehand. That means if it's the truth, then she was missing before 606. So she can't be in the Facebook post at 606.
Exactly.
What time they left for the hospital? See, we don't know any of that. That's why I'm trying to give you a window. 2:45 confirmed, them talking, her dropping the boy off with his mama, and the little girl's in the back seat. That's between 2 and 2:45. So somewhere between 2:45 to 6:30, the child is gone missing. But as I state, they have a Facebook post up at 6:06 p.m. with her arm in a video on the YT. So that means it's got to be a lie if you've been looking for her for hours. How the hell could she be in a picture at 6:06?
Exactly.
And the daddy called her missing at 6:30. Do you even know she took a lie detector test? You don't know that.
No proof has come out from the authorities.
Bring a receipt.
That's all.
She never said she looked for hours. Well,
yes, she did.
That was said that they did look for hours, because somebody said, "Why did you wait so long to call in?"
Right. Yes, they did.
Somebody said that. That's why I kept saying, because I ain't here to argue. Everything about the story is he said, she said.
Right.
Okay, Jessica said yes, she did.
Right, Jessica, she did. Because when we first started this story, because there was one like, y'all look for, well, where did you look? You said the walk, but
TBI said they took a lie detector test. Well, my understanding it was Dawn that said she took the test, not the TBI. I ain't heard the TBI say she took a test.
TBI authorities have not come out and said that at all.
I ain't heard that.
No, nope. Dawn said they took it twice.
Because don't you think that would have came out in the commentary I brought today?
Right.
I'm out of source with everything I said today at the beginning of this live. No mention of a lie detector test taken by Candace Wells or anybody in the storyline.
Dawn is come from Dawn.
And the TBI has said, we will not reveal to you nothing about who did what for various reasons, obvious reasons.
That's right.
Right. Of course not. That's what.
And let's ask the obvious question.
It was Dawn that said she left the state's attorney's office after taking the lie detector test. TBI, right. I have not heard them say anybody took the test.
And listen, why would Dawn?
And they said we were, and if they did take the test, we were not going to tell you who passed it.
Why would Dawn call somebody a Jezebel? A Jezebel is a female.
Right.
Yeah, Francis, she could have been missing the day before. Well, that's the information I'm getting. Is that perhaps we are looking at the 13th instead of the 15th. Perhaps.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
If we're to believe this audio video of the 15th and the TikTok video, but as the source says, you can upload content to TikTok.
I don't think it was.
This mug said threaten with hot water and soap. You know what? I'm gonna mute myself on that. Not hot water and soap.
Devin says, pull the toenails and let's see who speaks. Amen.
About some tar.
T already knows what happened. They are just gathering more proof. Yes, threats of hope. That's what I believe. And that's the reason why Miss Earnhardt, how you pronounce her name, made that clear weeks ago that this is out of the norm, this case. Mm-hmm. She's telling you then. Mm-hmm. Don't sound right. She can't say it that way.
And they even came out and said foul play. Straight up.
Who says she's a Jezebel?
It came out of
Don.
Don's mouth.
Don.
When did he say that?
In one of his posts, he referred to
Okay,
a
Greg, thanks
Jezebel.
for mentioning that because my source mentioned that today. That's so funny you would
Yep.
mention that. You said that's what Channel 10 said today. She was last seen on the 13th, reported on the 15th. Now, my source says they got information of the 13th as well. And
Yep.
they said it came from the news. So thank you for saying that in the chat. Amen.
Yep. That's why I said I believe that child was gone before
The
the
sheriff
15th.
or the officer Alec was friends with. Okay, thank you all.
Yeah, because none of that made sense.
Well, he ain't been keeping up with the story, so he can't really give y'all no commentary pertaining to A5. He can't really give you no opinion about this.
On the holler bill.
Right.
Yeah,
Don
I do
Ford
holler
said
bill.
it's only what he
Baby.
was told. He was at work, supposedly. Exactly. So that's my point. That's the gist of the story. How are you going to call and tell law enforcement anything about what took place at your house and you were not there, and ask yourself one thing: why would he be the mouthpiece on that day and was not there? I would be breaking my neck as soon as I realized my baby was missing. I'm calling 911 to say, hey, I can't find my kid. Not my husband.
Exactly. I'd call him afterwards.
Because he's not going to know what to say verbatim. Stay woke.
Right.
Call him so I get this story together.
Guess what? Stay woke now, because you're missing it. You forgot the dispatch is going to ask Don questions. Stay woke.
Yep. And he's only having to repeat
what time was it, sir? Where were you, sir? What she have on, sir? What was she doing, sir? Who all was in the house, sir? So that means ting, 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 ting. You had to have a script before you called in. Stay woke.
Yep.
Exactly.
I told you. Everything you need to know about a story is at the beginning. Pay attention. You had to have been given a script to know what to say to the dispatch.
And who's to say he wasn't somewhere just down the road? He wasn't really at work.
Or waiting on the drop.
Oh, threat to hope, yes. Yeah, don't try to blame the news now. Because all that stuff you gave to the news, there's no way the news is going to know what happened at your house. They don't know you. So anybody want to start talking about the news made a mistake, I ain't about to go there with that old Illuminati talk and all that old conspiracy talk. These news stations don't know them folks in that holler from Adam, so they don't have no reason to make up nothing about what the hell went on in Rogersville, Tennessee.
Nope, they're just taking what they've given. What was given to them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm God said I don't picture her as a Jezebel, but more like a gargoyle. Oh, Jesus, I can't up the
Not a gargoyle. Not a baby gargoyle.
Okay, he said he's in Jonesboro. Okay, thank you, Devin. And was there before first responders. Then said he got there and 100 people was there. Okay, thank you, sweetheart.
I think
we didn't know her age. That's my point. Thank you. See, this is why I say it. I'm going to keep saying this until the day I get off of YT permanently. Everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story.
Yep.
Whatever Pookie Ray said, he got a whole court after that. Because once you deviate from what you first said, you have lost yourself. So now, 4 different versions. The father is the mouthpiece, yet he was not present. Now we're hearing somebody say he's in Jonesboro. I haven't heard that. But what I'm saying is, you were not there allegedly. So when you call dispatch, the lady on the phone is going to ask you specific questions. You got to know what to tell her.
Otherwise, you can't get an Amber Alert out. Because the Amber Alert, you got to give a description of the child.
Jessica says,
vehicle.
How did he get to the house? If he worked an hour away, how did he get there before the cops?
Exactly.
I have heard that mentioned.
How did he get there so fast?
Maybe he drove fast.
Well, hold on. We'll find out.
Well, that's really fast.
Well, I mean, One can say he drove fast, or he had emergency lights on and zoomed through lights. I don't know.
Out
I
from
mean,
Jonesboro, Tennessee to Rogersville, Tennessee.
you
He
know,
even, but he even gathered up his tools, not Al,
1 hour,
according to him.
50.7 miles, Jonesboro from Rogersville. But you also got to count location. So if you don't have exact location where he was in Jonesboro allegedly versus the street where they live, the hour can go either way. It could be an hour 10, hour 6, hour 15. You see where I'm going?
And he even said he gathered up his tools. And then you got to
Hello.
take,
Hello, how are you doing? Where are you calling from, Jessica?
I'm calling from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Welcome. Thank you, Linda.
My thing is,
Go ahead.
how come Don
Shaydock said
is
he called on the way.
how come Don is the head person to speak if he worked an hour away and got there before the cops? But when he called the police, he couldn't even describe his daughter.
he didn't even know how old she was correctly.
Right, he said 4. She's 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
the
I mean,
apple
he
in
could
his
have
eye
been, he could have been flabbergasted.
or distraught.
Yeah, distraught.
But if my kid, if as a mom, I have a 13-year-old. If my kid was missing, my first thing would be is call 911 and go outside and search for my kid. Not call my
Right.
other significant and be like, "Oh, our child's missing." Like the whole story is just crazy. And another thing that is getting me is this church. Now, if all these church people love Summer like, we've seen in the videos, why didn't somebody help her? Why didn't somebody look at this family and say, oh yeah, this little girl needs attention. She's
Thank you,
not getting
Amy.
none at home. She's
You
not
can't look
being
for
dressed
something. You
right.
can't look for something you purposely got lost. I don't mean to interrupt Jessica when somebody said in the chat. Yes, I ain't got to look for you because I got you gone. What am I look for you for? Shut up.
Right.
Go ahead, Jessica.
But if they said that in the videos that everybody said that, everybody in the church loved her. If everybody in the church loved her, why didn't nobody say anything about what they were seeing?
Because people do it all the time, sweetheart. That's the reason why we have a child missing. I talk about this all the time. It's what people do. Then I tell you, somebody already knows where she is. Somebody went along with the program. Somebody's covering it up. Somebody saw the abuse. Somebody saw the lies. Somebody saw the neglect, and they didn't utter a word. They didn't call CPS. They didn't call the police. They didn't say nothing to Candace or her husband. They laid in the cut and kept their mouth closed.
Right. It ain't their responsibility or their kid. That's how they feel about it. We see it every day.
Yeah,
Right.
badly.
It's just like right now. I can see something going on right now, but let me tell you that as soon as I make the call, they're gonna know who called. Stay woke. You understand what I'm saying?
That was her. Wasn't that her best friend? That supposedly her best friend that called.
But what I'm saying is, depending on where you live in, when you make a call to CPS, people will try to put together who called.
Yep, they do.
Yep.
So that's why I'm saying to you right now, where I am, if I was to make a call on something I have seen, they're going to know who called. The person is going to know because they're going to watch everybody and assume, oh, it must came from her.
So and so with Pookie Ray Ray was over here that day. It might have been them. I was with so and so down the block. It might have been her. And this is not a big area. This is the holler. Right. So they don't necessarily wait on the police to handle things. They kind of they gonna do.
Nobody in that church is getting ready to talk. They ain't getting ready
to put you under.
I doubt that.
That guy
that they go on, but they been.
It'll be a while before somebody in the church decides to speak. They'll only speak once there is a arrest. That's when somebody
and a conviction possibly.
They talk. But so long as the people are walking free, let's just say for the record, these people, one of the parents is involved. Nobody from the church is getting ready to go against nothing until there is an arrest. Then they may start talking about, well, I noticed this and I saw this. And at this point, it'd be just like everything else. Who gives a damn? You a day, dollar late. You know where I'm going here.
Or the sub-
A
or
day
the
late and a
subpoena.
dollar short.
Right.
Or the
No,
subpoena.
Sean J.
Or
You
the
know they
subpoenas
allowing
for
them
court.
subpoena.
Sean J.
They
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
where you calling from?
How y'all
Hi.
doing?
Where you calling from?
Virginia.
Woo! Welcome, Virginia, the Commonwealth. How are you?
We're good. We're good. It's great to see you guys and hear from you guys.
Thank you. honey.
I'm very curious about the mother,
Okay.
Candace's mother. She is a key player.
Yes, she is.
She's supposedly with them in the garden planting. She's with them on the trip to the pharmacy.
Mhm.
She allegedly has a ex-boyfriend who is a alleged child molester.
Mhm.
I would just love to hear more about the mother, but of course you don't hear anything of her speaking or anything like that, but she is a key player and I think she can give us information as well.
She's moving silent.
Somebody's saying they had a meeting tonight at church. About 25 people. Okay, thank you, Shay Dog. Who fell off? Well,
Jessica fell off.
Yes.
Robin from the church said she witnessed Candace kicking his summer and keep Summer locked in the basement. So now you saying it was Robin that said that? I thought it was Allison. See, this is what I'm saying about that. He said she's, well, who said it? Somebody bring me a receipt. Put it in my inbox on the IG.
Not grandma lesbian. Girl, say Doc, you couldn't up.
Well, I'm gonna say this in the chat.
What?
Give me a receipt. Who said the child was locked in the basement? That's what I asked you all a week ago. Who said it? I saw the post on the YT, but I didn't see the person's name on the post. So that's why I always said allegedly. Okay, Tracy, you said Allison. Somebody at the top is saying it's Robin. And we do not want to put Robin's name on nothing in this chat so she can come over here saying I said anything about her.
Only thing I said about
Make
Robin
sure you
is
got that correct, because you all will take stuff out the chat and spread it all over YT.
yep.
Saying
And that's not right.
Angela don't know who said it. That's why I've been asking you all for a week. Who said it about the basement? Comment. Tracy says the unmasked interview with Allison. Okay, well, why are you somebody scroll up and check. Who was that saying that Robin said it? Don't say that if she didn't say it.
Yeah, that's not nice to say
That was
that.
Joy. Joy said that.
Well, Joy, you better bring a receipt, because I don't want no shenanigans with that church up in my chat or my name on that.
Yeah, that's not nice to speak on that lady like that.
Right.
Because everything that I've seen about her, she's a really nice
It
woman.
appears to me Summer went downhill in health, weight, and appearance. Yeah, I think she was underweight, but the book, if you go into Google, the weight for the child's age is 40 pounds. 40.5 for a 5-year-old.
Uh-oh.
But of course, your chemical makeup, how you build, you understand, you can be solid,
Yeah.
muscular. Okay, Threads Hope said, I saw the one interview Robin gave the media, but I didn't hear that from her. Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Please don't put nothing on that woman's name in this chat unless you got a receipt. Because I do not want to hear nobody run out this chat saying Everyday Shenanigans said anything bad about that lady in that church. And let me make that clear. Because I don't know anything about Robin, and I haven't heard anything come out of her mouth pertaining to this case negatively.
Nope, right. Nothing. She's done nothing but speak good things on Summer.
Yeah, so I don't want that. I do not want that on my channel's name.
Yeah, no.
So that's why I said, go bring me a receipt.
That's very disrespectful.
Drop the link, because that's why I told you all, I don't see anybody in the church talking because this is a messed up situation.
Mhm.
And I think the only way
It's a
you will
messed up
see
situation,
anything.
and they're not gonna want to say nothing because they don't want to get in this mess.
Mm-mm. No, I don't blame them. And the
I mean,
only way
look at what just happened just now.
exactly. And the only way you
Somebody is
might
saying
see
that lady said
anything.
something. She's now all
Yeah.
over YT in YouTube videos.
Mhm.
Now she's been put on blast about her relationship with this child. So I don't want no lies on my channel name pertaining to that woman.
And the only way you may see anything from the church is if possibly this does go to trial or anything, is if they're subpoenaed. And then again, that might not even happen.
Francis
So
is saying,
that's
Dawn does drywall. What if she's in a wall someplace? Lord, please stop. What man?
I personally think that Don was unaware that what had happened, and I think he may have become aware of some of the situation
After the fact.
and has
After
been
the
trying after the fact and has been trying to be a mouthpiece to try to divert after the fact. I don't think he was aware of what had happened. I think he was gone
Well,
at work.
my understanding, and like I said, this is all speculation.
That's my opinion.
This is somebody's
Don-
opinion as well. They
Yes.
don't believe that Don is involved, but that's their opinion.
Yep, this is my opinion. I don't think he was aware. I at first I did, but now I think he was not aware. But I think that he has been trying to tell what he knows without telling, just in the
But
way that he speaks.
he shouldn't talk, period, because he wasn't there. You should not be the person talking.
Exactly.
Why would a mother not want to tell the public what happened to her child or the dispatch? It makes no logical sense.
It does make
But
sense.
want
to
to
be
receive the
involved.
money and
It
the
makes sense
fanfare
though.
and the sympathy.
Well,
It-
straight out, I would assume Don would be involved in signing the paperwork for the insurance because he's the breadwinner. She don't work anywhere.
But kind of it does make sense if you don't want to talk if
Well, real
you're
deal, you saying
involved.
Dan is involved now. Exactly.
So
Suzanne says, my opinion, Don is cringy.
Yeah, when he
Well-
first started them interviews, I knew then something is wrong. And they both played a part with the abuse and neglect of them kids. I don't care what nobody say.
But see, this is how I look at it. Whether he was there or not, you in it.
yes, you are.
You in
By
it.
default.
You in it. You in it because we've seen the videos, one of how you live. You got photographs of how you live on the inside. So you in it. You've got a jacked up past. You got a jacked up past of allegations allegedly of doing unsavory things with girl children and relatives. You also got allegations that you didn't raise your other two properly. And CPS, I believe, was involved in that. So you are messed up.
And you know,
How you look at it?
you know, she may not have wanted a girl child around her husband.
She may not. She may not want a girl child, period.
Exactly.
She had all boys. Now here
All
comes a girl.
boys.
That's more work with a girl. And that's probably why she was tomboyish, because she was around boys.
Boys.
Yep.
Boys.
Including the mama.
Yep.
So who's
And
you didn't raise her like a boy? I don't know how to raise a girl because all I had were boys. So I'm gonna treat her like a boy. See, it could go both ways. Or it could be the girl just took boyish ways. I don't know because I don't live there.
and in my opinion, if you take the dad's unsavory past and you put it
Somebody
with,
saying he ain't got no insurance on her. I don't know, but I'm telling you from a source, insurance was allegedly taken out 2 months ahead of time. And I don't see this, I don't see this person lying about this because that means somebody came to them and lied.
For no reason.
Yeah. Why
it's the line for me.
Insurance policy.
Lord, not rats bigger than cats.
Because you have to always remember.
Oh my God, real.
If there's knowledge of an insurance policy, then that means whoever is involved in the insurance agency, they putting their own self in the mix. They won't.
in my opinion, if you're going to sit back and watch your husband, who has this unsavory past, sit there and dote on a female daughter,
yes, Joy,
twist and turn and do all these things, knowing
he's complicit,
an unsavory past, it would make me
You know what?
cringe.
Real deal. Stop. Rats bigger than cats running up in your counter where you.
That's what I said. Real deal.
Y'all,
I
please
said, baby,
stop.
I'm not finna play with you and them real rats.
Yes,
Bigger than
thank you.
cats.
Exactly. Because he was appointed by his wife to be the speaker. Amen.
Mhm,
Right.
Yeah.
You share the crime, you share the time. Amen.
Yep.
mhm.
Yes, sir.
But that could be part of the reason why that little girl's gone.
Why?
Because you're sitting there looking at your husband doting on your female daughter, and all you
That's
had
what.
was boys first.
So that's where you want to take this now.
Well, that could be
I,
don't
I,
part
even
I,
think
of
I
that's
it.
try to
it.
stay away from stuff I don't have no receipt on,
Well,
especially when
Yeah.
you're
no,
talking
that's
about
just
that
my
type of behavior.
opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
My opinion is that it could be part of it. I don't think it's all of it. I think the other
I
part
think
of it is
she
she had a really close friendship with her other friend.
Hmm. And what that's got to do with the little girl, though?
Out the way. I'm tired of messing with you.
Okay, but guess what? You still got 3 more boys.
that's
Well,
what
they're
I was gonna say.
easier. They're
How?
easier. Daddy will
They
take
can
care of
tell.
them.
They still could tell. I see what mama is doing when dad ain't here.
Yep.
I know mama is making up
Well, you see
stories
what
about being here.
y'all keep saying summer, seeing stuff. Where the hell are the other kids then? Think about what you're saying.
That's
This
what
is
I
up
said.
there. Yeah.
Where are the other boys? If anything's going on in their house wrong, where
Right.
are the other boys? You act like they can't see.
They can see.
All day.
Right.
I mean,
I'm just
you
saying.
looking at
Why should it all be put on her that she would be the walkie-talkie?
you looking at jealousy. You looking for a motive. Jealousy, revenge,
Hate.
hate.
I
Uh,
just said she just a ain't mama and just did this.
you know, looking at Dawn's past. I mean, there's no
Evelyn,
you
thanks.
can
That's what should be said. I really wish C would just tell the truth to stop wasting all the resources. Amen.
exactly.
To the
Yeah.
story. They're already now talking crazy about the resources and spending money. So that's telling you
Yeah.
something right there. You're fooling with these people's time. You're in a poor
Right.
demographic of people who don't have any money.
Yep.
Put an end to it.
Exactly. That's why I said the FBI just needs to bring the hammer down.
April said she believed Candace was jealous of Summer. Maybe Summer called her out. I don't know.
She was 5. She couldn't have called out on what she was 5.
I mean, but I would see if the child was talking about anything Candy Cane didn't want repeated, she probably pop her in her mouth.
No. Okay.
I think she did more than that.
Okay, I'm gonna hear what Slinky Moon has to say. They released a video of Dawn on the Ferris wheel with 2 of the 3 boys. Of the boys pushed Summer down to the ground on the cement, and he says that was funny. Candace does nothing.
I seen
Exactly.
that.
I seen
I
that.
seen that.
He was laughing, and he
Dawn
had a
was laughing?
foul mouth.
not
Dawn had a very foul mouth in that video.
Oh yeah, he
not,
was.
not him.
Oh
Baby,
yeah,
not
he
the man go
did.
to church every Sunday. Baby.
What did he say?
F this, F that. Look at
Oh,
them.
it's too
Ha ha
effing
ha.
high. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. You're going to F and fall. Oh yeah. It was
So he was
foul.
cursing. Who was he cursing at?
Everything. His boys, the height.
Okay.
Look how high we are. Look at Summer. She
So
fell
so the father's on the Ferris wheel with his children. Where
with the
is Summer
boys
at the time he's on the Ferris wheel?
at the
In front of the
ground.
fence.
What?
On the ground watching with Candace, and she trips and falls, and he's laughing about it.
Well, he probably was drunk.
Probably.
Not saying that
Drunk tongue, speak sober thoughts.
but right. I won't doubt he was inebriated on the Ferris wheel.
But he was foul. He had a foul mouth.
Not him. He go to church 7 days a week.
Well,
Good
Tracy,
Christian
yeah,
people.
I sure
cover
I'm
up.
sure the father of H knows that H knows something, and you all never know what H may have told his father.
Yeah.
I
You never
believe
know.
Hunter is the key to this whole thing.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Yeah, he definitely
The
knows.
boys are at home in school.
And his mama don't want him
Notice
to
how
talk.
Summer's picture with her hands covering her privates. Maybe that was a visual giveaway that she was abused. Maybe she was getting ready to talk. I ain't see that. What was you hope? Please, y'all stop now.
Oh yeah,
I
she
ain't
had
seen no.
several pictures, Angie.
Even in the church videos.
Well, I have to go back because I only watched 2 videos yesterday. I watched one yesterday. Hello,
But
how you doing?
little girls have to be bathed
Well, this is
differently.
true. Right. Everybody goes to church is not a Christian, and every Christian does not go to church. Amen.
Amen.
So she said, no, the boy that was on the ground with Summer pushed her, and he said that was funny, and Candace was down there and did nothing. Okay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Not to
So
be
copy your
the little
plan
Christian baby.
to get a few bucks after getting rid of the child, premeditated sickos. Okay.
I wonder if
It's almost
Candace.
like she's covering it like a defense mechanism in a lot of photos. Okay. I have to go back. I have to go look. I don't really want to go to YouTube. I just want to go over there.
It's just very sad.
Yeah.
I wonder if the brothers was beating
Okay.
on
Norma
Summer.
says a lot of pics of Summer. She holds her hands down there. Maybe it hurts down there. Y'all saying that? I don't know. I've been looking. Oh God.
That's
If
what
they
I'm
don't take
saying.
care of the kids, she might not be getting bad.
I don't
It's
want to
not
look.
That's what I'm
necessarily
saying.
mean
It could be anything. It could be that it's irritated.
Yep.
Exactly.
From being dirty.
From
Yeah,
not
being
getting
hurt.
bathed
Exactly.
properly.
Right. She may not be getting bathed properly. It might be just uncomfortable. Who's to say she's not wetting herself? Children who are neglected still wet the bed. Stay woke.
Yes, they do.
Right. And if I'm in a basement, as much as they saying,
Mm-hmm.
come
Where
on now.
it's wet, mold.
Well, they did say that all the bedrooms were downstairs. Now, let me go back. Allison said all the bedrooms were downstairs. And then because they could not have Summer and the boys in one room per DHS, the boys were moved upstairs and Summer remained downstairs with the parents.
That don't make a little sense.
What she said.
You know I won't hear nothing she talking about. Once you tell me you know of alleged abuse and ain't called 911 and you know immediate danger there, I ain't got nothing for you.
I would never talk to Candace. I don't rock like that.
No.
There's nothing that Candy Cane can say to the plane.
No.
You all would enjoy it.
No, I wouldn't.
No. Oh no, she
I'd have
wouldn't want to
nothing
hear
to
from
say
me.
to her. I would have nothing to say to her because this is what I try to explain to you all. When a person has already proven to be a liar, what is it that you're going to say to me that's going to be of any relevance? It would just be for the views and likes or views. That's all it would be.
No.
I don't talk to nobody that doing something to kids.
It'd be, something for people to say, oh, she's on everyday shenanigans, she came, but she's not getting ready to tell you nothing. Well,
nothing that you could believe.
She's not gonna tell you anything.
Not unless you got authorities waiting in the wings and she tells you where that little girl is.
There you
Somebody asked, was the flute man at the vigil today?
Not flute
You
man.
know,
That took me out.
that church man creeped me out.
Well, I hear a few of you in the chat talking about this visit from CPS. This is what I'm gonna say to you all for the 30th time. You don't have proof of a CPS visit.
Nope.
You don't have a proof of nothing.
You have
everything
proof
that you
of
heard.
chatter.
Everything you heard pertaining to Summer Wells came from the mouth of somebody else.
Right.
From the parents to a so-called friend to so-called neighbors. That's it.
So-called lovers.
We don't know nothing about
scissor kicking.
Time, who was really with somebody, who was really at the house when she dropped off the boy. what time, what time
Right.
she went to the pharmacy, what time she went to the hospital, what time she went to the store to get the milk.
Mhm. We don't even know which day she went missing.
Right.
Nope.
Now
Nope.
we're hearing talk of the 13th. So now we got to question
Mm-hmm.
the TikTok video and the post on the 15th of the child standing in the kitchen at 6:06 p.m.
Exactly.
Angela,
They all
you
flexing to
see
be
what
the king of
Suzanne?
this town.
And then you got to question
That's
who
funny.
was six or
You
who
better
was.
shut up, girl. They all flexing to be the king of his mountain. Well, y'all gonna be the king up there. You look.
And then
You let me know how it works out up there with the king.
then you got to question who was scissor kicking with who.
Exactly. Yes. Where are the audio and the visual CCTV footage of every visit from the hospital, pharmacy, quarry? You see where I'm going? Grocery store,
Exactly.
bring
Walgreens.
Walgreens.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Receipts from the hospital.
What are you talking about, Dan?
Walgreens.
Pastor creeping around in the back, unmasked. Ass pastor seen the video of 3 boys in summer swimming that day. Stay woke. What do you mean creeping around in the back? What are you saying?
And when you broke down that distance about that Walgreens, that was
Yeah,
interesting.
you know the queen don't play this.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, the way you broke that down.
See, this is what I keep telling you. Because I caught something on this mess myself. Sometimes you have to sit and think about what's being said.
Yep. You could have went
If
here.
a person
Could have went here.
if somebody ever comes forward to say, I went here, 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 and here, whatever, you always measure the distance between where they said they went. How far it took to get to Pookie's house, Walgreens, the quarry, the apartment complex. You count all that. And then you start asking yourself the logic. And that's something nobody has done that I've seen on the YT.
And don't you think the FBI has not done all that? Don't you think they don't have all the receipts from the hospital, from the Walgreens? Don't you think they don't have all that footage?
Yeah,
These
that's
people
what I'm
are
saying.
numbnuts.
You got to remember. Angela, go and tell them. Okay, I will. Hold on.
All right, let's go, Ange.
I told you.
Come on, Beverly.
The church is 35 minutes or more from Rogersville because it's in Kingsport. The boy lives in Kingsport. Pharmacy, Kingsport. Stay woke.
That's what
All
I'm
over in
saying.
that area.
That's what I'm saying. Don't you think they have all that?
Everything is in Kingsport. Stay woke. So you going to church 35 minutes or longer because you got to remember they're back in the holler. So even if you Google it, you still got to have an exact location to get the exact time it's going to take to get from the holler to over here, over here, over there. So now you tell them you go to church in Kingsport. You went to Kingsport to pick up the boy. You went to the quarry, which is, we don't know the exact location of the Walgreens. I brought you sources that 2 Walgreens, one's 5 minutes away, one's 12 minutes away. She said it's across the street, remember?
Yep.
Yep.
The quarry from Walgreens. So we're going to go with Colonial Heights, which is 5 minutes away. Colonial Heights, Walgreens. But yet, there's a Walgreens in Rogersville. Only one off a highway. Stay woke.
Ridiculous.
So now we have to say what? The hospital said you can only get the medicine from this Walgreens over here. Walgreens is Walgreens. Then somebody said, well, maybe Walgreens didn't have the medicine, so that's why she had to get it at the Walgreens over there near the quarry. Okay.
Right. And I'm going to do all this and leave my kids at home alone.
And now y'all want to bring up David, the flute player. He comes to the house the night she goes missing. Well, that's expected if they go to church together. He's a friend. They called him.
Won't y'all just call being a magician?
Okay, I'm good. Please stop.
There's just too many unanswered.
Right. She said the Walgreens is on Moreland and something. Yes, she did. So
it's too much. I don't think she thought it was going to get this big. I really don't.
Of course not.
I don't think she thought that it was going to gain this much. There's going to be that many people
Attraction.
out there. Right. That many people going
Looking
up and
for her
down those
job.
mountains, going through those mountains, that many state
Right.
recognition.
Uh-huh. So you just laugh the lie because you got to keep covering lies. But
That's
the
right.
truth don't
And
need
then
no help.
that's
Right.
exactly right. You don't forget the truth. It always
Nope.
stays the same. And then you got to make up another lie to cover the other lie, to keep covering the other lie. And then you got Don over here trying to keep making up the other stories to keep navigating through all this web. And he's just trying to spin these stories. And he looks like a madman.
Yep.
He just keeps looking crazier and crazier, and then coming out with Jezebel stories and the fiery furnace and all this other stuff.
I told you there was some weird stuff. I said, oh, this Waco. I see where this mentality coming from. Uh-huh.
But if you look and you listen,
Hold on.
he's trying to tell you,
Is she trying to say Memorial Boulevard?
because he's trying to tell you things about
2200
trying to
Memorial
tell you.
Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what she's trying to say.
That's like, I think he's calling his wife and
This is in Kingsport.
that woman
2200
Allison.
Memorial Boulevard. I believe that's what she's trying to say.
Jezebel.
Jezebel.
So now I gotta say,
Unclean spirits.
what's the name of the Warriors Path? Hold on, let me write that down.
See, game recognized game.
And he's got a lot of game. He's got a lot of game.
Game recognized.
So now we'll
He's
get
hustling.
exact location. It's gonna probably see the 5 or 12 minutes. We're gonna see right here. Hold on just a second.
That man been to prison and he got game.
Oh, boy,
He knows all the ropes.
I'll be so glad when this weekend come. Get the hell out of here.
Amen. But
Ooh,
I ain't going nowhere.
never come back. I ain't lying. Look, never come back to Tennessee. Oh, Jesus.
You just go travel.
I ain't lying. You just don't know how bad I want out of here.
Woo, our summer has hit here, let me tell you.
Man, hold on a minute,
It's
y'all.
hot and humid.
It's hot and humid up here in Ohio.
Y'all telling me 232. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I just hope they find justice for this little girl.
Yeah, me too. But game recognized game. I do date one. I was like, what? Doesn't this make no sense? I just know the hollers and I'm in the South and I just know ain't nobody gonna walk up on their property because they'll be scared to get shot.
Boulevard to Warrior
Yeah.
Path.
I was raised in the
That
country.
or the dogs. Them dogs would have
8 minutes.
at least tacked something.
8 minutes. There ain't no way.
8 minutes.
Yep. Walgreens 2200 Memorial Drive, Kingsport to Warriors Path State Park, 490 Hemlock Road is 8 minutes, 4.4 miles.
Yeah.
So she said
Something's not
across
adding
the
up.
street. 8 minutes is not across the street. 8 minutes is up the street.
Right.
Well, yeah, it ain't that far.
Matter of fact, I drive a certain place from my home going towards a certain place, and it's 9 minutes. I've timed it, and trust me, you ain't walking.
Shoot, no. Not in that heat.
It's a couple miles. It's that's a nice haul. You ain't walking. You ain't even riding a bicycle 4.4 miles.
Not in that heat.
Well, she said it was right across the street. So Colonial Heights Walgreens is 5 minutes away. The other one I brought you was 12 minutes, and this one says 8 minutes. Shay Doc, what you gonna do while I'm gone? What you gonna do is see me in New Orleans. Is what you gonna see the video. I will be posting, showing you what I'm doing while I'm in New Orleans.
I'll be dancing,
Good
and
God
listening to the jazz.
And the horn.
This is some crazy.
I just hope they bring justice for this little girl. She deserves it so bad. Ain't no child deserved this.
No.
There's some crazy stories going on.
That was something I was supposed to have written down earlier pertaining to Cal City, because there was something that was similar in the case to this and to Cal City, and I can't remember what it was. It'll come to me, but it's something similar in both.
Running out of breath, giving interview.
Okay, Thread said if you had to wait 20 minutes for meds, why go swimming when it takes 12 minutes to drive there and 12 back? Right. And once you get in the water, you ain't gonna just stick your foot in and come jump back in the car.
Right. You got to get dried off.
Change clothes. You gonna want to go home and take a bath.
Candace is an opiate addict. Anything out of her mouth is no doubt BS. She could also be easily coerced, like terrified into thinking she can get locked up and start going through withdrawal. Okay.
And out of her own mouth, she's afraid of snakes.
Right. But she walked and
right.
looked at the baby.
You lose fun. Right. You lose track when you're having fun. I thought that was a very ignorant statement. And it was, to me, cold. Your child is missing. You allegedly had custody of the child at the time she went missing. And then you give us this lame excuse to the news that you were having fun, so you can't remember the timeline. What the hell are you saying? Your child is missing. And you're going to tell the news, I was having fun. You lose track.
What?
That's an important day in your life. Your child goes
traumatic day.
So you can't remember the timeline of when your child went missing because you was having fun at the quarry with a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old. Okay.
When you tell the truth, you never forget it. You never forget the details. You never forget the facts. But when you lie,
Jennifer,
your child missed.
Cal City, Giselle said the same thing was done. We wish we could check all the neighbors' houses. Okay. That's a valid point, and that's not the point I was trying to make because I can't remember what it was, but it's something that'll come to me. But it's something that's similar in Cal City with this case. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. So very strange.
I wasn't looking out, Trezell. We weren't looking. I rode around.
Well, they said that too. So that's two things.
You rode around?
Somebody took them.
I know what it is.
Somebody took them.
No. Yeah, that too. They wouldn't wander off.
Yep.
That's what the wife said, remember?
Yep.
Yep.
No, somebody had to pick them up or whatever. They wouldn't wander off. They know not to come off that concrete, that dirt. That's the same thing you're saying about Summer. She knows not to wander off. But we know that's not true because it's one guy who's foreign. He has a YouTube channel. I can't think of his name. But I posted this video to my community board. He made a valid point. How can you basically say she doesn't wander off when that's all she did in the church?
That's right.
She's in her own zone doing her own thing because she's not being watched or told to sit down. So you can't say she wouldn't wander off.
She's all over that property.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing she was told is not to go in the woods, so to speak.
She never said anything about lunch. Did they give her lunch that day? I don't know. I don't know. You're right. Did they have a breakfast? Did they eat breakfast? A late breakfast? Did they have lunch? I ain't think about that. But you're right. Most people would say, I went here. You're right. Did you not eat that day while you was at the quarry, waiting on the medicine?
That's what I'm saying.
Having a good time.
I'm wondering why the grandma still hasn't came out and really said
Somebody
anything.
said, what's up with that swing? She wouldn't go past her swing. I didn't hear that. Where she said that about the swing?
In the last interview when she finally talked to the news, Angie. When Candy Kane finally talked to the news, she actually said...
Her first interview.
Yeah, her first interview.
Where they're sitting outside, her and her husband, in front of the house.
Yep. That was her first interview.
With the blue tape holding up that pipe.
Yep.
Hey!
Got the blue dress on.
When I saw that, I said, what kind of Sam Hill is this going on up here? What, y'all got blue tape holding up your piping? Y'all need to come
all this stimulus money.
Look, you need to come to that mountain and go get you some Section 8 home, girl.
Yep.
You ain't kidding.
She looks over at the swing. She actually looks over at the swing. And then when she gave him the stank eye.
Y'all crazy. They drinking twisted tea. I'm dead. They drinking more than some twisted tea. Them folks straight bourbon. Shut your mouth.
Moonshine.
Yeah.
And I seen the one shoe in the grass. Yeah, I did notice that too, Suzanne. I did notice the one shoe in the grass.
When the news panned over,
Okay,
that was sad. That was so sad.
The one where she was braless and they were, you know what? Please stop. And they were waving in the. Oh, y'all are cruel.
I just thought it was hilarious when he mentioned the word dead, and she was just kind of half dozy, and then when he mentioned that, she just whipped that head around.
Which interview was that?
The one where she finally spoke.
Mm-hmm.
The last
first interview.
Yeah, her first interview where she actually spoke was in that blue outfit, blue dress.
Oh, when I was looking at them boom booms when she was filming on that TikTok of her son cutting that grass. I said, Lord, I know you at home, but damn, you need a brassiere on, Queen.
Yeah,
Not a brassiere.
You need a boulder holder. What do you mean a brassiere?
A girdle.
Them bad boys was.
Well,
wow.
This is when he
Hug got some boom booms.
He mentioned that, and her head flipped so hard, and she gave him the stank eye.
So he said dead in what context? I have to go back and find it.
He mentioned that she was, dead, and he goes, I hate to say that, but he mentioned it, and she flipped that head around and gave him the stank eye. She flipped that head around.
Her shirt was inside out. Yes, Shay, like I do believe I noticed that the shirt was inside out. She's just a mess, a hot mess. And that's the point of this story is that hot mess has an innocent child, was rearing children, still rearing children to this day. The state has left those said children in her care. That's why I tell y'all everything that you're hearing and seeing. That woman still has 3 children in her custody.
Yes, and that's what's scary.
So that lets us know that possibly they ain't found nothing to allude to the fact that she and her husband are neglecting their children. Unlike the Cow City situation.
But she whipped that head around and gave him the stank eye. Like, it was almost like, we agreed not to say that. We agreed not to talk like that. Or something. It was just, it was unreal. But you see how she was
in the one interview where they're sitting behind the table and she just staring off into space and a la la land like she's so distraught. Now, anybody can look at that video and possibly say, oh, this lady is upset. She's, upset about her child missing. And she's just like comatose.
Yeah, no, this one was the latest one.
So you don't know if that's guilt or if she really didn't do this. But let him tell her she took a lie detector test and she passed. But my thing is, that's coming from Don. I need more than that. I need to hear it from the TBI.
Exactly. You need better receipts.
Oh, Lord. 78, please. She don't want to bathe. I can't.
No.
Yes, Damon. Thank you for saying that. That's my favorite saying. When people show you who they are, believe them. Candace. That is what Maya Angelou once said.
Yep.
When they show you who they are, believe them. Because we as people sometimes keep fooling with people when we know they don't mean us no good. We know that they are foul and they are rank, and we still ride or die, talk to them, give them money, date them, marry them, have children with them, lay with them, have them in our house, have them in our car. You know them folks, right? And we still keep fooling with them. And then when the jump out come, we sitting up looking stupid because we were still in the mix.
Running, giving interview, running out of breath, giving interview on Lab Book and Lab Book 2.
And that's the truth.
Well, you gotta hold your breath. Look, trust me. If I could spin a story right now, I would, but I don't. Just because, trust me, I know something like that in my peripheral. The kind of people we talking about, and it makes me want to vomit. Don't care nothing about themselves. Don't care nothing about the children peripheral. I'm telling you, it's people like that everywhere. Just disgusting. Don't care nothing about themselves. They don't have respect for themselves. They don't have respect for other people. And I'm telling you, people like that, you wouldn't even want to be their neighbors. So you have to kill them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, it's sad. I just hope that little girl gets some justice soon. In my opinion, I believe it's more of a recovery.
Me too.
Okay. Thread said, when did they start telling you that you passed or failed? I've taken them for employment reasons and they never tell you the results. I thought they would tell you. Why would they not tell you? That kind of defeats the purpose of taking a lie detector test if you ain't gonna tell me.
Well, I have always heard that if you are on a substance, they tell you to be clean, because if you are on a substance,
Yeah, because a substance gonna make your heart race,
and it inhibits.
Yeah, you on a pill, that stuff make your blood pressure go up.
Right, it inhibits the outcome of the
that
test.
makes a lot of sense. Anytime you're on any type of drug, narcotic, cocaine, your heart gonna be racing.
And it makes the test a false negative or a false positive.
Well, right. This has been an interesting live. And as I told you all last week, every day since last week, there's been an upload of content to news and articles pertaining to the disappearance of Summer. And I find it strange because in other cases, we never get an update to the news of even just a 1 minute, 2 minute video. You didn't get this with Cal City, and I find it odd. Now, some people say it's a race issue, could be, but I think it's strange that every day for a week, there's been uploaded content because I brought you a video.
Yep.
You can go into my videos and see the dates.
It's hush hush.
There is a
City
video uploaded about that child damn near every day for a week now. There's been articles uploaded damn near every day. Don't you find it strange? All these videos and articles, yet no verification, almost 1,000 tips and nothing. And don't you find that strange? Because we have not really spoke about that. 935 tips, but you don't got a solid lead where she can be found.
Yep. That's sad. That's very, very disturbing.
935 tips. And you know, most of them are probably just he said, she said, my opinion, not nothing verifiable or nothing. Because people are calling in from Tokyo, UK, Utah on what they thought a dream. That's not what the line was for. It was for credible information pertaining to the child's disappearance. Who don't want to get caught?
I really wish somebody
That woman knows something. And either way, if it was an accident at the house, if one of the children did something to Summer, the sensible thing to do and the rightful thing to do is to call 911 and tell the truth. Well, my child fell. They was pushing. They was shoving. It was an accident. You don't take a child out and dispose of her because one of your children hurt her by mistake, or you hurt her. Maybe she was disciplining her too hard. The girl fell, or she beat her dead. I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Fell down the steps. If it was an accident
with a child, you should have called 911.
Fell down the steps. You know, she was running. The boys was chasing.
Yeah, you see, she was jumping in the rain on a slab of concrete that was broke up. Why would you let your child sit out there and play on broken concrete in the rain? No shoes, in the rain. I looked at that video and I said, what the hell is this right here? Who are these people?
Well, there's got to be steps that go down to the basement. What if the boys was chasing her and she fell down the steps? Well, she broke her neck. Or something like that happened. You know?
Brittany, they are digging themselves in a hole. That's why they want you to talk. You think they don't want her to talk? Please keep talking.
Oh, please. That's why they haven't stopped her.
We've already taken a tally of how many times you changed your version pertaining to that day. You're talking about you were having fun and lost track of time. Who the hell can say that? Your child is missing, and you're going to say, I don't remember what happened this day because I was having so much fun at the quarry.
That's why they haven't stopped them from talking. They want them to talk so they can hang themselves.
And I think that's interesting you said that too, because that has been brought up in many stories where children were missing, such as the case with Camille McKinney. That baby mama, April, had told the public the reason why she didn't talk is because the chief, whomever, told her it was advised she didn't talk. I think the reason why he advised her not to talk is because he saw that the baby daddy was running his mouth on that Facebook day one, and he knew what would happen if she was to start responding and talking, that she would not probably be a good representation to talk. Because rumors had started circulating soon as the child went missing, Cupcake. So we have to ask ourselves, We haven't heard that in this case, that the police said, I think you all shouldn't speak.
Exactly. What they say? They directed it to YT.
And they already said, we're watching all social media posts.
That's what they said. They didn't say parents don't comment. They said it the other way.
Well, I feel there's a reason why they're looking close to home, and they're not going to tell us why. I think it's common sense why. Because you believe she's somewhere out there and possibly not alive. Now, you're sitting there talking about crevices and holes and this and that, Mr. Sheriff, but we know that after 4 weeks, there's no way in hell she's alive unless she's been held up somewhere and being fed. You understand what I'm saying? No way she's out there in the elements alive on her own accord.
Exactly, and being hydrated. She can't go that long without being hydrated.
Dan and Candace both have shown up on YT chats I've been in. What? Threads of Hope? That's funny. To get an attorney. Well, Brittany, if you go get an attorney, people will talk about you then. They'll say you have something to hide if you go get an attorney. That's the first thing people will say. They'll judge you. Why you get an attorney? You ain't got nothing to hide. Why you need an attorney? I hope she's watching the live. Good.
Well, then tell the truth.
I want to know what's wrong with that cheekbone.
Why it's so swollen? Could it be that Don finally found out some real stuff? Did you
trip into the camper while you was planting flowers? Because you got a noggin over there. Bless you. My stars, bless you.
Bless you, not out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
Somebody needs to start telling the truth. That poor baby needs some. She
needs
some rest.
I noticed that today in a video. Her left cheek is swollen, bigger than the right one.
It was swollen in that interview.
That looks like she's been hit or she fell. Take your pick.
I'm just gonna say hit.
I'm gonna say politely hit. Politely got her bell rung.
What's my opinion on the flute guy? I don't have an opinion yet pertaining to him because I'm trying not to bring other people into the mix because they may seem a little, you know, odd, peculiar. I don't want to talk about that man just yet. I don't want to do that. Because I don't want to bring no more mess to the mess.
You don't need no more.
I don't want to say anything bad about the flute guy. I understand people have reservations about the children being with him because they lost a child. But you got to understand, if somebody didn't care about Summer, what do they care about the 3 boys? And like I told you, even in trauma, people move on. People still got to eat, sleep, drink, go to school, go to work. And the children need not suffer because one child is missing. They still are going to want to live and be a child. So it's natural that people will do for the other children because their sibling is missing. I'm about to check out now, baby. I've been over here longer than I'm supposed to be over here.
I'm going to get down. Much love.
Real deal, you're right. At this point, is there any hope for Summer to be alive? No. The only way Summer is alive is if she's in the care of somebody. There's no way she's out in these elements for 4 weeks without eating and drinking water. There's no way she would be alive. I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you so much. You all have been so kind to me. This month marks 2 years. I've been on the YT bringing content, official partner with YouTube last fall. Thanks for following me. I want to thank the person who has been kindly trying to help me with information pertaining to Summer Wells. There's a reason why I have not divulged everything that's been told to me in confidence, because that's why it's called confidence. You can't tell everything. They're just letting me know, as I've already said, there's a pot on the stove and it's boiling. And naturally, when you have people revealing certain things, it's up for interpretation regardless. If I tell you who said it, who didn't say it, if I heard it. In the end, everything is hearsay. Everything pertaining to this case is hearsay. I don't know who did what. I can just tell you how it looks. And you're entitled to your opinion. And in the end, this is just commentary because I don't have knowledge of who did what to Summer. Well, one thing I do know, the story stinks, and I don't see a positive outcome because, as I state, with this much time going by, it would be risky to have the child in your possession. Because indeed, if somebody is linked to having the child, how are you going to explain what the hell you're doing with a missing 5-year-old 4 weeks in, 2 weeks in, 6 weeks in, 1 year in? How are you going to explain what the hell you're doing with a child who's been put on a missing TBI poster? You can't explain it. And you're going to look guilty as hell that you have a missing child in your possession. So what's the worst case scenario? You know the worst case scenario. No way she survived out there in them elements on her own. Couple days at the most without eating and drinking water, but not at 4 weeks. Thank you all for the love. God bless all of you. And pray for my safe journey to New Orleans this weekend. I will be going live from New Orleans. So I will film my trip there. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I'm almost at 7,000 subscribers as I speak. The tally was about 30 shy as of today. 7,000 subscribers. I want to thank you so much for the love. God bless all of you. So, okay, Joy. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you so much. All donations are accepted and with much love. I want to thank you. There's so much I want to tell you. And it took everything for me to try not to slip it out tonight. That's why I kept asking you questions about the property. And somebody in the chat decided to come in the chat to tell me, where did the beer cans go? Who cleaned up the beer cans? Yes. Who cleaned up the beer cans? Stay woke. You know who you are. Who cleaned up the beer cans? Are y'all woke? Candace? Honey? Stop the BS, okay? The truth is going to come out. And I think you know that. I think you know that it's going to come out. And you know that people are talking. So it's time for you to put an end to this bullshit. To stop it. And Mr. Don, you know something too. You may not have anything to do with the disappearance of the child, but you know something because you've been the mouthpiece from day one. And I do believe Boy H knows something as well. And I pray for his sake he is not involved in harming the child. I pray that he doesn't even know what really happened to her, because that means he's also complicit after the fact. And God forbid, during, if she was to have gone missing while in the company of he and the grandmother and Candy Cane. And we also have to ask ourselves, was the grandmother there on this visit? Because so far we don't have any surveillance to show all these people together walking and talking, going into the grocery store, hospital, pharmacy, or the quarry. Stay woke. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments on the community post. Thank you all so much for joining me. When another update comes available, I will post it to community post. So if you have any comments pertaining to this live or anything pertaining to Summer Wells, Post your said commentary on the said video. Thank you. Chad Carr, 32, missing from East Tennessee, Clinton, Tennessee, Oliver Springs, Halfway House Foundation. You all know what happened to him. Tell the truth. Tashina Kyle, 27, missing from Knoxville, Tennessee. Somebody knows where she is. Tell the truth. I won't rest. And if I know anything and somebody wants to drop a dime, I bring the 411 to the queen, I'm going to tell it. If they say I can tell it. I have nothing to lose because you all don't have the right to be taking away what doesn't belong to you, which is a human life. It's not your place. It's not your place. Be it a child, be it an adult. And I'm going to bring the 411 either way because these people are worthy. It is up to God to decide when he wants to let us leave here. Not you, and nobody has the right to take a person's life for no reason. It's not your place. And whatever the reasons are for the disappearance of Summer Wells, we know 9 times out of 10, it is a petty reason because that child couldn't have done anything to anybody for them to deem her unworthy of living. Not one damn reason. And in the end, you will pay. It may not be in this life, but it will surely be in the next. It's everyday shenanigans. Thank you. God bless you.